Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Etepukuian right here. Etepukuian's place to be. Reviews right here with all of yous. I am joined by my co-host with the most, Mr. Tony ToneDef.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Have you seen Spider-Man yet, people?
Oh man, I just left the theater about less than an hour ago. It's this movie, man, it hit all the damn notes that I really want. Like I'm not really disappointed in this movie in any way, and I haven't left the theater and said that about a Marvel movie since what, Infinity War, maybe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and in a lot of ways, I think this was better. Infinity War was like a lot of jumping around and packing a lot into,
Yeah.
and this packed a lot too, but it was able to focus on, for the most part, the singular character, and the titular character. So, I think I kind of enjoyed this a bit more than Infinity War.
And Infinity War is up there with me with Captain America and the Winter Soldier as far as being top echelon MCU. And I don't want to be too forward with it, but this one it's up there. You know, it is definitely up there with Infinity War and Captain America and the Winter Soldier and Iron Man for me. This might be a new top 5.
See, what edges this over Infinity War for me is there was a lot that I wanted to see in Infinity War, and some of it delivered. Like for years, I was wondering how Thanos was going to handle the Vision situation, and it's as easy as just plucking it right out of his head, which was more
Mm-hmm.
graphic than I thought Marvel was going to do. But there
Yeah.
was a lot. Like I was waiting years to see the tension between Tony and Steve, and we didn't get to see them in we didn't get to see that in Infinity War. They didn't even cross paths, so that was like,
Mm-hmm.
we did end up getting some of it in Endgame, sometime with them, but I felt like when I left No Way Home, I saw everything I needed to see. There wasn't
Yeah.
anything lingering.
No. And where to begin with this movie, like, because this literally picks up right where Far From Home left off, which you and I have discussed. I hated Far From Home. Let me acknowledge the chat real quick. Tina Bojan, Brutal Morningwood, up in here right now. Thank you. Yeah, full. We're gonna talk about everything in
It's
uh, in this. What's up, man?
it picked up where Far From Home left off, but Ned looked 5 years older.
Yeah, Jacob Batalon. Yeah, like he aged up like real quick. Like, what's
Yeah.
up, Chris Fisk? Hail, brother.
What's up,
Hail,
guys?
Parrot Head in
Parrot
the
Head.
house. Hail the people's nose. Follow your nose right here.
Fucking Ned's mom or grandma or whoever that
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Um, Seeing Ned casting spells and shit was funny, but it was the best when Andrew Garfield popped through first and like making him do shit like prove yourself, you know. Like
Yeah.
it was that was I marked the hell out when Andrew Garfield showed up. I was like, why were we so mean to you, Andrew? Why were we so mean to you?
Probably because we never got closure. We never
Yeah.
got to see the full vision of like his story and his character, and it ended on a bad note with Gwen Stacy dying and then
Mm.
teased a fight that we never got to see. with Rhino.
That Russian in a mechanical rhino suit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, it's like when you play a musical riff but end on the penultimate note and never give it
Hmm.
closure. It just kind of sticks with you in a negative way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll tear me because the writing was bad, even though he was a good actor. Yeah, I just, yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it wasn't that great. Hail May Be Human in Chris Fisk. Um, I just now it's like I want to see him get another movie. I really do. Like it was great seeing him, come back to the role. And it was like I don't know it felt more natural this time than it did in his movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sony did this one and they did it right. Like this is the best Spider-Man movie since what? Probably,
Two.
yeah, since Tobey Maguire's second outing.
Yeah.
Easily because that's the gold standard right there. This one, well, we'll talk about it later. It slightly edges out the very first Tobey movie, maybe. You know what I
And,
mean? Like it's there's some aspects it's like right there.
and can I just say, there may be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere, but I'm hoping out there in some universe there's a Mexican Iron Man.
We've got Mexican Iron Man. Where's he at? Hail Frankie knows.
Stupid. It's so stupid. Hail Mexican Iron Man wherever you are, bro.
Oh shit. Um, I I was gonna say we didn't really get a lot of lizard or Sandman in this, but we got just enough of them
Yeah.
to to make them feeling okay. Like the lizard to me was never that interesting of a character. Um,
No.
so I was happy with what we got with him. Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church was good, but this was just enough Sandman right here.
I didn't
Um,
think it was going to show him.
Hey
no,
guys.
hey Vinny, hey
Hey,
oh
Vinny.
brother,
Hey, oh man, sorry I was a little late. Some
it's all
router
right.
issues.
It's all right, brother. You're
Cool, man.
here.
All right, so what did I miss?
You missed the joke of the year. I said there may be a black Spider-Man somewhere out there in the multiverse, but I'm hoping in a universe somewhere in the vast beyond there's a Mexican Iron Man. And the
That's
chat
right.
just had to relive that.
Hail,
I had
brother.
to relive it.
Oh shit.
So I take it you just got out of the theater too.
No, I saw it just a little bit earlier today. No,
Okay.
I was literally having internet problems. I had to redo the whole modem bullshit. But yeah, no, dude, I love the damn thing.
Dude, it was everything that, like I said, I had really I'm like looking back, I'm like, I'm gonna need to watch it again to find something to nitpick in this one.
Yeah. This was what we've been waiting for. No more Iron Boy. We finally have a Spider-Man. The way that the whole setup on this and what they did was just it was really great storytelling.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like when he was just doing like normal Spider-Man things throughout the movie, like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, this is that he's actually Spider-Man now, and when he gets that ends when you see him jumping out at the end when he's got the actual red and blue, the original red and blue on, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that he made a brand new suit that's pretty much what he's supposed to have. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes, I was like that right there. But they for everything that Zendaya has done wrong with the character of MJ.
Mhm.
This movie didn't give her that Mary Jane Watson feel, but she felt like she was his girl. You know what I mean? Like
She was
I
great in this one.
she
Yeah.
really was. I really this
Yeah.
is easily the best performance she's given in this role so far.
I think you're 100% correct. Uh, yeah, but Michelle Jones Watson, they had to put that in there. They had to say that she is a Watson. So
Yep.
this is
Yep.
this universe's MJ. Like they wanted to make it
Mhm.
definitive, which I can respect it. I can respect the choice for sure.
Yep.
Because at this point, like you said, this movie she did a damn good job. The
Yeah.
whole cast was great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how fast you want to jump into spoilers, but
Oh,
dude,
feel free.
fucking Matt Murdock, dude,
Yep.
Yes.
the
Yep.
theater exploded.
Yes.
I couldn't even hear what the hell he said.
Kingpin
Right.
and Daredevil back-to-back days. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
And Tony
Yeah.
called it, man. You called it, brother. You're like, how cool would that be if we get Kingpin and Hawkeye, and then in a couple of days later we get Matt. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we got it.
And he
Yes.
just appeared, like, just boom, there he was on screen.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. He's talking happy. He's like, you better get yourself a good lawyer. You know, I'm just. It was, man. It was so great. Like I was trying to hear it, yeah, because everybody kind of popped when it panned over and you see it's like Matt Murdock because we knew he was gonna make a spot, somewhere,
hmm
but it was just like it was so quick. Um, but yeah, I'm extremely happy. Now they better bring back the chick that plays what's her name, Karen, and in Foggy too. Um,
Yeah.
because
Who?
that cat from Daredevil, that
Oh.
cast has Foggy Nelson. That's his partner in the law firm, and that girl is. I think her
Yeah.
name's Karen. She's the one that she was a client, and then she starts working for him. But yeah, man, Zendaya was good. Ned, did you catch where they teased the little hobgoblin thing with him?
Where'd they have that?
Where he's like, it's not like I turned into a supervillain and was your enemy, Peter, haha. And
Oh yeah, it was just dialogue stuff.
yeah, it was just dialogue, but it was like a little tease, because it was Ned saying it.
hmm
What's up, Tim's talk? Hail, brother. He says, love the movie. Absolutely, man. What's up, Godzillionaire? She's taller than Tom Holland, probably on purpose. Zendaya seemed fine in Dune. That's meant because she didn't have many lines. Nelson and Murdoch split up. Oh, did they? Okay. I haven't watched the whole series yet. But yeah, Zendaya fit right in. Ned was good in this. Man, it kind of shocked me them taking out Aunt May. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Look,
When she
I
said the line, I was like, my bladder was ready to explode. So like, I kind of ran across like the front of the theater like that. I'm like, dude, I'm like, why are they gonna take her out? Yeah. By the time we got back,
Yep.
yeah, she was having her scene.
That tripped me out because I saw the glider just fucking sideswipe
Yep.
her. But then I'm like, they're going to take her out,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
she
yeah.
got back up and it made it seem like they were about to walk off. So I'm like, I guess they're not. And then she fucking collapsed. I'm like,
Right.
Well, it was violent, man. The way that thing came in, how it clipped
Yeah.
her.
yeah,
I'm like, she ain't surviving that. No fucking way.
Yep.
yeah.
It's like,
And
yeah,
then-
she got rang up.
Yeah, and then later, well, you saw it. He pretty much did the same thing. It's an octopus. He took out one of the arms.
Yeah.
So you see how damn dangerous that thing is. And it wasn't just the front of it.
Dude, that
No,
that
I
fight-
cried there in the theater.
I fucking when Toby showed up, man, I was like,
Oh, dude,
Oh,
everyone. First, it was Maguire, and they erupted again. I think
Yeah.
his eruption was bigger because he was actually in the suit. But when they showed Maguire, like everybody was like so damn happy.
Yep.
But the
Like
whole that whole moment was fantastic.
Andrew, dude, and like I told Tony, they did the fucking meme. They did the live action meme. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Where they're all like pointing at each other. It was like that was like me and my buddy Kyle were sitting there. I was like, he's like, they did it. I was like, he's like, they actually. It's like, yep, they brought that meme to life. Like all three of them.
You do. Frank and I were laughing at that part pretty good. That was great though, man. There was so much class done with those characters, and they were so true to who they were. Like their performances were just spot on. You know, and like Garfield, he's a little bit more of the emotional Spider-Man, but at the same time, like it worked. It had a lot of heart to it. You know.
When the bad guys showed up at the Statue of Liberty at the end, and they're like, "All right, let's do it," and they had that scene where they were all three swinging around together, and
that was incredible.
Yeah,
they were hanging on each other's webs like at a certain part. I mean, that was just badass,
dude. When Frankie's comment right here, when Toby flexed his suit under the shirt, the crowd erupted. Yeah, same in our theater. Yeah. He was like, right here, he's like, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, being anonymous. You know, I don't just walk around with mine on. I'm like, oh, I love it. It's so dope. You know what I mean? It was like,
are you gonna suit up, or are you gonna be looking like a youth pastor?
Looking like a cool youth pastor.
That was awesome.
Oh man, what's up, Wes Moody? Hail, brother. Hail. Welcome, sir. They made a lot of jokes I ain't making for years, like Toby not having web shooters. Like they come for your yes, he's like, do you want to talk about that? He's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable. Like, do you want to really talk about like how your body makes that?
Dude, the banter was great between all of them, man.
It was. And that's one thing that I really was just happy with Andrew Garfield's involvement with that, because I think Andrew got some really good shine.
Yes, he did.
In his scenes, man. He did. He like I said, all three. Toby's what, 46? But I mean, he looked good. You know, he was like he was in good fighting shape.
Dude, I get they were all awesome, but you could really see that Garfield, like, he truly loves that role. You know?
Yeah.
He just, you could see how much he's like, bring me back for another. And you know what? I hope that this thing does well enough that they're going to do it. Because that was before all the Koof and all that shit. They said if this movie does strong enough, they want to give a movie to Toby, and they want to give one to Garfield, and let them close out their big storylines.
Good.
Yeah, dude. I think if they gave one to Toby at this point, they would they would make their money. And the same thing with Andrew. You know, he's
like you said, he got great shine in this movie, but on top of it, you can see how much each of these guys who played Spider-Man are so well respected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Toby's like an icon at this point.
Oh yeah, like beyond just the
crowd. Yeah, the crowd reaction to him, and legend.
Yeah, he definitely. It was very satisfying too. That was like the one thing I was worried about was like, is the nostalgia going to outweigh like how good the actual movie is? And it was in balance the way all things should be.
Yeah, the whole thing was, man.
The nostalgia was there, but it didn't really come across as cheap. It came across as a love letter to the two, you know, to Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man. And like I said, my stance has softened on Garfield's portrayal over the years, and having watched them again. They're not great, but yeah, the kid loved the role. He did. You know?
But like I said, man, I think his Spider-Man is fantastic, and he fits the role a lot better as like Spidey. I think Toby all around is like, again, an icon. He's perfect. I loved him in that role, and his Peter Parker was fantastic. But like you said, Garfield, he had like almost that too cool quality, and then he did get extra emotional out of all of them. But when he was Spider-Man, his Spider-Man was so damn good.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the one from the second one that he did, like the suit was perfect, absolutely
Yep.
perfect. You know, and all those scenes with him, like, you know, actually doing shit was cool. But yeah, at this point, I'd welcome any and all if they're actually gonna still do these movies. Hell yeah, I'm down for it. And
The
even Tom
current
Holland, like I
movie.
said, I'm finally I'm happy with him again in this role. Because in Civil War, I was like thrilled that he was there and I thought he did a great
Mm-hmm.
job. And then Homecoming and Far From Home, it was lackluster. You know,
Yeah.
again, it was he's in the
Yeah.
shadow of everyone else, and he was never the Spider-Man that I wanted on screen. Now he's finally got into that position.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad they finally did it.
Hail Zachariah 315. What's up,
Hell,
brother? Yeah, Wes, to answer, Toby is 46. He's born June 27th, 1975.
mhm.
So Toby 40 is 46.
Fun fact: Toby actually he used to like some of my Spider-Man artwork a couple of
Mhm.
years ago over on
Hell yeah.
Instagram, his official account and everything, which was
That's
pretty awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That was really cool. I'm like, is this
Uh,
really him? And I looked, he had the blue check mark, all that shit, and I was like, holy crap, this is really him. And he was going through a lot of people's Instagram. He was just like looking for Spidey artwork, you know. I don't know if he's still following me or not, to be honest. I haven't checked him forever, but dude, I think it's just again, he's someone who loves the character. So
yeah.
for them to get him back like this, I know he's getting up there in age. So if they're gonna pull the trigger on doing that movie, I hope they do it now. You know.
And it is like it's time to strike while the iron's hot.
Yep.
He's got drawing power at 46. He's obviously in good enough shape physically to do another movie or two if they should. But can we talk about Tom Holland's performance here?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like he he completely fucking floored me with his performance in this movie. He finally grew up during
Mm-hmm.
its, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
His character, the way it was written, everything just seemed to flow and click far better than it ever has with this with his iteration of the character.
Oh totally.
Tony, what are your thoughts though?
Well, real quick, just going back to Toby and getting his own movie, like Sony, it's one of the big three, but it's smaller than Warner Brothers and
Hmm.
Disney, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They can't afford to take like as big a risk. So if there's a surefire movie where they're gonna make a shit ton of money, I mean, I would think it was in their best interest to do that. And if they do Spider-Man 4, they're gonna make money. It's gonna be like, because I gotta tell you, like Far From Home, the hype wasn't the same. It was the idea of seeing Toby Maguire that brought a bunch of people out to the theaters this weekend.
Oh yeah. Because again, he was everyone's favorite. You
Yeah,
know. And
Yep.
everyone knew he was going to be in it. That little leak from John Campia, um, I think that sealed the deal for everyone.
but that being said, okay, number one, they made it to where they could clean break from the MCU with Spider-Man if they wanted. I don't think they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are going to go on to a new trilogy now, more
Yep.
adult Spider-Man. But I think
Yeah.
if they keep up this momentum with Tom Holland and the good writing, there's going to be discussions 20 years from now about who is better. And the kids growing up today, I mean, they're going to latch onto that. Some
Hmm.
already have, but I mean, if he's does another couple movies with this iteration of Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did. No, and that's I
Hmm.
know that's the plan they wanted to do. They want to have three in high school, three kind of like the college years, and then hopefully like another three is what they were looking
Yeah,
for.
later
Yep.
life Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, but Yeah, we'll see. I mean, because I know he likes the character too, but at the same time, he's already made a few announcements of, yeah, if I'm still doing this character in like 10, 15 years, like, what happened to my career? Like, did I ruin my career? Like, he said some stupid comment like that kind of recently.
The
Yeah.
MCU needs him. He's playing. He wants that Robert Downey Jr. money.
Oh yeah,
That's what this. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He said he's down to do 2 or 3 trilogies. Um, this kid is going to be the cornerstone of, much to the chagrin of woke Kevin Feige. Tom Holland is your quarterback. He's going to be your Tom Brady.
oh absolutely.
This kid is 25 years old right now, and looks 20. So he can play. You can age him up, and he can play a more serious role, or he can still play. Like I said, you're going to move into a more young adult, 20 something version of the Peter Parker character now, which is
Right.
good, which is where we need him and we wanted him to be.
Which it's all signs point to that, especially how like even when he finally got together again with MJ there, and what did he do? He saw that that reminder of the scar on her head there, the bandage, and he's like, I'm never going to put her in harm's way again.
Yep.
So right there, making a decision like that, and it's staying true to who the character what he is in the comics anyway. He knows he's going to sacrifice a whole lot just to help people and to do the right thing.
Yep. Yeah. Hail Metal Runner. What's up, brother? Hail
What
the
up?
lovely Sherry. Hail. Welcome.
And just for a moment, could we just like praise the shit out of Willem Dafoe? Holy crap, man!
Oh,
every
dude.
scene this guy was in, just pure gold, man.
When he went full goblin and was like straight on like heel, and he started talking with that deeper voice, I was like,
yeah.
Oh, dude, it's still like right there with him. Like he was fire. He was fire.
Like, he has chemistry with Tobey Maguire, but the chemistry he built with Tom Holland in this, like when they were fighting at the end, that felt like Spider-Man and Green Goblin.
Absolutely.
It did.
Absolutely, dude. The rage he had in him too, man. Oof.
Yeah.
The comic outfit too, instead of that mask, the fucking hood, and he looked sadistic.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, because his face is so perfect. You don't need the damn mask. No. And the one thing, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but I absolutely loved it. When he was kind of regular Norman, he had the regular teeth, and as soon as he went to Goblin mode, it was his shitty teeth again.
Yep.
If anyone else spotted that, or next time you watch the movie, just keep an eye out for it. When he's all with Aunt May, he's got like the perfect billionaire teeth. It's all perfect. And then as soon as he starts doing the Goblin thing in the apartment, he's got all his fucked up teeth, his regular teeth.
Fucking love it.
Oh, it was great,
dude. Here's a great question. Tina asked, do you think the Spider-Man vs. Venom movie will involve his spawn on the bar in the mid-credit scene when they were sent back, or will they bring Brock Venom into the main MCU universe a second time? I think they're going to they're going to have to do something with that symbiote that was on the bar.
This is the one thing that pissed me off. Because they have this teased all over the place. They finally fucking have the end credit scene where you see Venom. He's all looking at the screen. It's like, all right, we're gonna get Tom Holland and Venom fighting. All right, and then in this one, all right, I'm gonna go to New York. I'm gonna go talk to the Spider-Man guy. Boom, he's gone. So we'll have a Venom here, but it ain't gonna be Tom Hardy. So it's the one that Sony just built up, and you just pulled the rug out from under everyone. Now.
They're going to be friends by the end of the movie, though, if it's Eddie Brock. If it's Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, though.
The one thing I'm
hoping... they can go. Yeah.
The one thing I'm hoping for is if they do this, that the Eddie Brock is like a doppelganger. There's a Tom Hardy type one there. and he has no idea who the fuck this is, and the suit ends, the alien ends up going on him.
I hope they don't go with like a Flash Thompson, like Agent Venom.
No,
not with this Flash Thompson. Like,
no,
there's no way.
I hate that fucking Flash Thompson.
He was the worst part about this movie. I will say that.
Yeah.
Because like, there's not much I can nitpick about that, but him dyeing his hair blonde and whatever, it was just like,
Dude,
it was
cringe.
a weird, cringy fucking character choice, and he's just weird and cringy anyway.
Yep.
He looks like Kumail Nanjiani, like if you bought him at a dollar store and he was already on some kind of list, you know what I mean, a registry. The character is just fucking weird. I don't like him.
I agree.
But that's my main complaint with the movie. That, and I don't think they're gonna handle Venom right. I don't think they're gonna handle it right. Why they did this the way they did, like I said, leaving that at the bar, that just sets up for somebody else to be Venom, and it's like, you've got Tom Hardy. What are you doing? Like, you fucking ruined. And this is the thing that killed me, is they ruined. Hey, dude. They ruined Carnage already, on the Sony side. So it's like I was kind of here. Come here.
Wait, Dad, who's on?
Me, Tony, and Vinny. There you go. Oh, hang on.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey Trey, how you doing, buddy?
I love your.
What? Yo,
What was
the
it?
Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you love
like
my-
your Spider-Man logo.
Thanks, buddy. That's my artwork.
I know.
Where'd it go? What are you doing?
Vinny.
Just dropping the earbuds.
That's all good.
All right.
I got it.
Say hi to
Yeah,
Tony.
man.
Hi, Tony.
Yo. What's up,
Oh,
Trey?
Still fired. What's up? Still fired, turkey.
Always fire turkey.
Did Trey? Did you like the movie?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
I'm seeing all three Spider-Mans. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, man. Who's your favorite?
Spider-Man 2.
Is that Andrew
Toby.
Garfield?
It's
Is that Toby?
Yeah.
Toby, that's a good boy. He knows.
Excellent.
He knows.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Andrew was 3 at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm the bottom rung.
Yep. Did what?
Can I have one more earbud?
No, you can't have one more earbud. He's like, Dad, can I just take over and just push you over 1,000 subs finally?
Because, I would get you over 1,000 subs.
Listen to this kid. You hearing this? Hey, what did you think of Doc Ock?
It was cool seeing getting all the powers from Spider-Man's suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got the nanotech.
Yeah, the nanotech. That was awesome.
That was actually really cool. They did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
New
Alfred
device
Malik-
found.
What's that?
New device found.
Yeah. Pairing. Say hi to my sketchbook 340.
Hi, Sketchbook 340.
He says, "Hey, Carnales, what's going on, brother?" Toby will always be Peter. Number 1 for me, says Metal Runner. Everybody says hail, little E-Tab. Say hail to chat.
Hail, chat.
All right, buddy. You gonna sign off?
No, I'm going to get you over 1,000 subs. From this. 'Cause I gotta
Settle
show
down,
some-
Goblin.
Hang on, Daddy, stop.
So we're there. So the whole time I'm
I
having.
gotta show some
No,
violence.
you don't need to stop. So the whole time.
Ava gave me a present and it was Treasure X.
Yeah, we're sitting there, and he's got his girlfriend with him,
Mhm.
and like period, like her dad's sitting next to me, and then the wife is sitting in front of us with like him and her, and then all of a sudden you just see his arm go like this around her, like at various times in the movie. I'm just like, kids
Were you
got
playing?
game.
Were you
Sick.
protecting her
Oh,
from
Daddy,
Green
the
Goblin?
present.
Were you protecting Ava from Green Goblin?
Yes. I would take a pumpkin bomb and resend it like Sonic did.
Yeah, throw a pumpkin bomb back at him.
Yep, I would be like, Returning. What?
What did you think of
Nice.
What did you think of Electro?
He was cool.
You like him?
Yeah.
Was it shocking to see him?
Yeah. And it was shocking to see everyone.
Yeah. Did what did you think of Doctor Strange? He got mad, Spider-Man, because he kept messing up his spell.
And now no one knows Spider-Man.
I know, that's
Mhm.
sad.
Nobody knows him anymore. Not even his girlfriend, his best friend.
Not even choking
Ah.
Daddy.
Okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, you're done.
No.
He's done.
Daddy, no. I'm going to get you over 1,000 subs.
I'm gonna get you over not getting beat on the
no.
air live.
No, I still have to. I'm going to give you.
Careful.
I'm going to give you more subs.
Okay. I'm gonna Chris Benoit chop you so bad.
And guess
Like,
what?
I do.
Oh my God.
Guess what Tony is, Benny?
It's just Benoit chopping.
Mike Lindell
what, Vinny
supplies
and
the
Tony? We
pillow.
saw Santa today.
Oh yeah, you saw Santa at the school, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
He tell you you've been bad. He
Awesome.
tell you you've been bad.
We're like, oh.
Who do you think would win in a fight
He was
between
like,
Santa
Daddy.
and Spider-Man?
Huh?
Who would win in a fight, Santa or Spider-Man? Tony asked you.
Santa, because he has all the magic powers, he would be like, magic doo-doo.
You're not gonna choke me again.
I'm not dead, I'm not. Just
What are
keep
you,
it-
one of the Menendez
No,
brothers?
Dad,
Get
I'm
away
not
from me.
Keep your hands out, settle.
Put my hands down. What?
What?
Why am I terrified?
Right, doo-doo's
Why am I terrified right now? Jesus, he's crazy. All right, hey, I love you.
Oh wait, I'm not done.
No, you're done.
No, I need one more sentence.
One more sentence. What?
No.
What? You have to tell the jury right now before they
Quick, my
convict.
chop
Ah, Jesus, help me, Rhonda.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
next time you go to the theater, only one box of M&Ms.
Dude, yeah, no more Skittles for this kid.
Bouncing off the walls.
Oh, Daddy, I love it. You have
That's Doc Ock.
Doc.
Yep. All right. Good night.
Mr. Doc.
Jesus, help me.
It's kind of funny when you can't see it, you know? It gives a little
Jesus.
mystery to the abuse.
Right. Do not spill my water and tell your mother to bring me the bottle of wine.
Mom, can you bring Dad the bottle of wine?
That's my boy. Oh God, his German DNA is taking over. Go hide in the attic. Yeah, he turned me in. He turned me in. Yeah, did you see that? He did though. Like it was funny. He'd sit there and he just goes like this. Just puts his arm out. Next thing you know, he's got his arm around. And they're just sitting there like this. I'm just
Mom's not available.
okay. Well, thank you.
Welcome.
See?
And Dad,
What?
guess what? Doc.
Jesus, you're gonna give me a heart attack. I'm gonna pour more wine. I'm sorry. Where were we? We were talking about
We were
Mul-
praising Defoe,
I'm Daddy.
I think.
yeah. I
Mom's
think
that
changing.
where-
Can I talk on the stream?
No,
No, I need to.
you don't need
I'm
to.
gonna get you over 1,000 subs.
I'm gonna get you over. Why are you not in bed? Where's your mom? What is going
she's
on here?
She's changing.
This is mad. This is madness.
All right.
Like we need one parent.
Okay, here,
I'm back.
there.
Welcome back.
I'm just gonna shove this in your ear hole there.
No, Mr. Grinch.
What? Okay, hey, if you're gonna be here, we're gonna talk about the movie, or I'm gonna beat you on the air.
Okay.
All right. Jesus. All right. So so did you like Green Goblin? Did you like seeing
Yes.
Green Goblin again?
Yes, I love seeing him.
What did you think of him taking the mask off and just having like he looked like in the comic book? Remember the comics you have?
Mr. Grinch.
What do you? Jesus.
Yeah.
Why does Mr. Grinch have to?
Oh, Dad, look who it is.
What? That's Goblin. He's right behind us. He's right back there. Don't look. Oh my God!
Oh!
All right. Jesus, I just got smacked in the mouth. All right, stop.
All right, Dad, let's keep talking.
Can Spider-Man come out and play?
Uh-oh. Look at it. It's Vinny's Goblin.
Wait, you're not Vinny.
See, he's Goblin now.
Dude, I'm so happy
Alright,
he said the line in the movie too when he came flying in.
Guess
Dude,
what?
that was awesome.
Green Goblin,
What?
guess who I'm going to send over to you?
What are you gonna
Electric.
send over?
What the hell?
I'm gonna send. Oh,
Jesus. I would just. Why? Why?
Don't hit a man with glasses.
Yeah.
Dad, don't look right there.
No, I feel like a battered housewife. What are you doing? Why, Lord?
Dad, don't look.
What? It's all fun. Okay, we're talking about the movie before you
okay.
start strangling me again, like I'm a carradine.
Okay.
All right, stop.
So what do we talk? So what part are we at? Of the movie?
Jesus! All right, we were talking about Goblin and how.
Goblin.
What? Why?
Goblin. Well, I'm gonna get you over a 10,000.
Can I fire you?
All right, Dad. Let's keep talking.
Well, are you sure? Are you gonna let me talk? Or are you just gonna keep? You're gonna get a Chris Benoit chop. I won't hang you from this. I won't hang you from the Bowflex, but I'll chop you.
All right, Dad. Let's keep talking.
What? Should I not have said that? Okay, no, stop.
All
Seriously.
Hey.
I just struck him. You can take him.
All right. See ya.
Good night, buddy.
See ya,
I
buddy.
love
Bye.
you.
Spooking my dad.
No actual kids were harmed during the filming of me smacking him in the face. It's fine. It's fine. Trust me. He hits me harder than that in his sleep. And you think I'm kidding? Tonight when I go to bed, I'll wake up with a tiny fist of fury in my face at one point.
Oh, I believe.
Because not only does he talk, but he throws left hooks in his sleep. So
He's got a super villain laugh.
he does. He's got a good. Frankie says he's got a good villain laugh. He does have a good villain laugh going.
Yeah.
Cross power bombs and trace. Yeah, he's gonna catch a crucifix power bomb soon. But sorry about that. He kind of derailed us, but that's what my kid does.
It's all good, man.
He did
He had fun today.
he's-
You can tell.
He's the freaking star of the show, and he knows it. So Willem Dafoe, his performance was top notch. Alfred Molina,
Yeah.
with the de-aging they did, looked great. Jamie Foxx. Let's talk about Jamie Foxx, Electro.
He was a huge improvement, but you can still see the kind of dickishness of the real Jamie Foxx coming through. I don't know. I was getting that vibe throughout, like the way that he really is in real life. That was just kind of all over.
Tony, you pointed that out too.
Oh yeah, see, great minds
Tony,
think alike.
Yep, Tony mentioned it earlier too about Jamie Foxx kind of being a dick.
Well,
Go ahead, bro.
no, it broke the continuity to say that stupid line. Like, if everyone showed up there because they knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man, why would you think Peter Parker was black?
Well, it wasn't just
Right.
that. It's just throughout the whole thing, he went from, how he destroyed the character in Amazing Spider-Man 2 to super nerdy. Basically, he just ripped off of Jim Carrey's Riddler
Yeah.
from the Batman movie, right? But from going from that to now he's like, oh, he's kind of street and he's kind of cool and acting more modern and it just, you could see how fake it was, how much of a douchebag that guy really is, and he knows he screwed it up, and he knows people shit all over him for what he did to that character. So it wasn't just that. I'm sorry, Rob.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say I saw an article that said, he said he wasn't going to come back if they turn him blue again. Something like.
He did say that earlier on when they were in production, about the color. I remember seeing that quote.
I hope Josh Brolin refuses to come back if they turn him purple again.
Tony, I'm gonna play that clip you sent me.
Racist. I'm sorry.
Since we're talking about the Jamie Foxx, but I think we should play this clip, don't you?
Yes.
All right. So this is some footage from Spider-Man: No Way.
You ain't black.
Dude,
Damn
Tony,
it, damn it, Jamie Foxx.
That was fantastic.
Think.
Yeah, you said it to me earlier today. I couldn't stop laughing. You
Damn
ain't
it.
black.
Joe Biden even getting involved in the fucking Superman debate or Superman's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That we were somewhere outside of an hour when the edibles kicked in.
Yeah,
I got the whole bottle of wine. Oh, dude, I was tuned up when we were watching the movie. I was like, man, I wish I could take notes right now. I really did. And that's the thing about doing these live reactions to a movie like that is like, you know, I like to digest it and type out an outline and go point by point.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping around during this though, it's fun right after it, and then it's like almost like if you go back and revisit it like 24 hours to 36 hours after you watched it initially, and you revisit it and you've had time to kind of sit on it and marinate it a little bit in your mind.
Yeah.
But I really think this gives credence to Tom Holland as Spider-Man. It's just like any criticism we had of him up to this movie, like they were like, oh well, guess what, we can actually do this right when we want to, and you're like, this is all we've been asking for. This was the Spider-Man that we've been fucking asking for. When he said friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I was like, oh shit, you know, I was like, dude, this is great, you know.
It had everything it needed, but yeah, those emotional parts really, you could see how the character finally grew up a proper way. When, you know, having the loss of Aunt May like that, and then having the other two, the older ones, kind of like, no, you don't understand. We really have been there. So, yeah, I was like, I don't want to hear it. It's like, no, we lost people. We lost people that meant so much to us. And, you know, when they said it, that kind of connection. And then when Toby finished the line for him, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. He's like, what? How did you know that's what she said? It's like, Uncle Ben said that. And then the other one, yeah, he was Ben. He said it.
Yep.
You know, this is something that's kind of universal throughout. And that's what they saw as well. And then just kind of how they were there for one another. Like, it just kept building in a good way. So I think to have those other two in there, it helps so much. But it wasn't like the Iron Man situation. It wasn't that he was second banana to them. He was equals. Yeah. And that's what was good about it. They didn't dumb it down in any way. It worked. The writing for these characters worked. How they brought them in made perfect sense. It hit every note it had to hit. You know, because those are the things I said I wanted to see. I want to see those two guys come back, and I want to see Defoe and Alfred Molina really take charge. And that's what I wanted. That's what they gave me. I'm content. You know, I didn't need the Jamie Foxx shit didn't bother me as much. He did look way better, but to see him be like a total dick, and how Willem Dafoe it didn't take much for him to just say it. You know, like you know. We should be gods, you know, like that kind of stuff. His whole speech that he gave was so fantastic, and it just brought out just the shittiness of all the villains. Except for Molina. Molina was like, no, it's I'm me again.
I loved like the chemistry, like being able to see Doc Ock and Osborn just fucking communicate, like, you know, just seeing some conversation between them.
Oh, for sure, man. And even Kane Marco there, the fucking Sandman or Flint. Flint Marco.
Flint Marco.
That he was like, no, I know what happens. They both died. Like, you know.
Yep.
He's the only one that didn't.
Yeah, he lives. Yeah.
Yep.
That was good stuff how they did it.
And Chris Fisk makes a great point. This Sinister Six is pretty sick. You add Craven to the mix here, which is what they're doing, and you've still got Morbius. You know, who else? You still got Vulture out there. You know, you've got a new Venom. You got Scorpion. I mean, there, like I said, Rhino. We still haven't seen what they're going to do with Rhino.
Mhm.
So yeah, right now you've got a really good, because they were talking about, oh well, you've got the Tinker. I'm like, no, we're not putting the fucking Tinker
No,
in. We don't need to go that far down the depth chart when you still got the entire A team available. You know,
exactly. And like
for the
I still
Sinister
want to
Six.
see some kind of an Osborn in this world though. There still needs to be something
Yes.
because when he went, I went home and it wasn't my home. There was no Oscorp. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm.
Maybe they're just in a different place.
See, and what I would love is for, if they're not going to use Willem Dafoe again, and they're going to do a new Norman Osborn, David Morrissey, that played the governor in The Walking Dead, as Norman Osborn in the 616 universe. If that's what you're going to do, then
Dude.
you know,
And
but
whoever
I
it
want
is,
Defoe. I
well,
want Defoe.
it has to be Defoe. But I mean, because that bar is so damn high. How are you gonna get
Oh,
past him? This guy, he had it all, and he's another
mm,
guy that like I thought it was a wasted opportunity when he was younger. Like that they never cast him as the Joker.
he would have been an
Because
amazing
dude,
Joker.
he would have been fucking sick. But
Hmm.
now it's like he really can't. But dude, he is Norman. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anyone
yeah.
who I feel sorry for the next person that has to play that character at some point.
Oh,
Yeah. It's,
The
good luck.
Osborns weren't that great in the Amazing Spider-Man. That's one thing that can be said.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
dropped the ball on those guys.
They're way
Which
better
is
in this.
that one guy is a great actor, but like they killed him off so quick, we didn't see anything, and then it was just like the goblin disease or whatever it fucking was. Like what?
Yeah.
No, that was stupid. You wasted a great villain and a great actor. Because again, I think that guy could have brought something to it, but yeah, never given the chance anyway.
Who's that?
The dude who played Norman when he was like on that deathbed kind of scene in Garfield's.
I can't
in
remember
his
who it
universe.
was.
The guy was in Seabiscuit. He was in a lot of different movies. He's not like a really big actor. He's never been like any kind of leading guy, but he's a really great character actor. But no, Defoe, yeah, he captured him. You know, the guy does yoga and shit, and you know, he knows how to pull a great performance off. No doubt about it.
This is Maybe Human says Doc Ock and Goblin were runaway best villain performances here. Didn't care about Jamie Foxx or Sandman. And Rhino was ignored for comedic relief. Yeah. Oh yeah. They, like I said, they joked around about rhinos and Russians in a mech suit, which was funny. It really was. But yeah, overall, I thought the handling of the characters was done with respect. You know what I mean? Like they didn't undersell any of the villains for just comedic relief outside of like Rhino, which he was off screen, so it didn't,
Yeah.
didn't really matter.
I like that Garfield he took shots at it anyway.
Yeah.
He's like, I never went to space, but like I fought this little Russian guy in a mech suit.
Yep. He's like, I'm like the least. He's like, I'm the most boring one out of all three. But
Toby stepping up like that. No, you're amazing. You're amazing.
Yep.
Say it. You're amazing.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. That was. It was funny. He's calling the Amazing Spider-Man, and I was just like, because I caught, the first time through, it's tough to catch all the little Easter eggs and stuff like that. So when I did catch one, it was kind of like, like I said, my favorite moment in the whole movie was the meme where they're all three of them are there and they're like all pointing at each other.
Yeah.
I love that shit. It was like I said, me and my buddy Kyle are sitting there and he's like, it's the meme. I'm like, yes. I'm like, this movie is like, now I'm like, nothing can make me change my opinion of this movie. They did the live action. If they didn't give me anything else, they gave me that meme on the screen,
Dude, it was fantastic that they did that. You could tell they had a great time making this movie.
Yeah.
They really thought about what fans were saying what they wanted to see as well. So yeah, that was great. But all right, so if we're really gonna get a different Venom, I really do hope. I hope it'll be an Eddie Brock, but here's
I don't
your
want to
chance.
see Flash.
No,
I don't want to see the Flash.
No. If they're gonna do this, they're gonna have to do it right, and they know they can't bank on that kid. Trust me, this is one of his biggest villains. We're going into another 3 movies. You're not gonna have Flash Thompson as Venom. That'd be the stupidest thing. The stupidest thing. Because that guy, like again, he's in his 20s or something too. He still looks like he's 14. Like you said, he looks Indian. I think he's actually Italian, but
he is.
I think he's something's Italian. Wrong with that. Yeah, he just looks like his face wasn't even done forming. No, you can't have someone like that. No.
And Feige was involved with the Raimi trilogy, so I mean, he was there for the mistakes they made with Venom before.
Right.
Yeah.
It was disappointing that you had Tom Hardy and then you just sent them back. You didn't do anything with him. He stayed in his tropical fucking area, whatever, when you got pulled into that world. But dude, it's like, come on. Oh, the scene was great. I'll give them that. It was funny. I like this. Let me get this right. So a billionaire dressed up in a Tin Man suit and flew around, and then the guy did the sign of the cross, like rest in peace. Like I was laughing. That was great. And then you had a big green guy. His name was the Hulk. Dude, he's like, yeah, you thought Lethal Protector was a stupid name.
Yeah.
What did you think of Doctor Strange, the new trailer?
That looked really good. I wasn't expecting like a full trailer.
Yeah.
That was a good surprise.
They parlayed that whole post-credit scene into a backdoor way to debut the full trailer for Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick? And Tony didn't catch, but he doesn't. Like, he wasn't really looking for the America Chavez character, but did you see her, Vinny?
What, in that trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. She was in it?
Twice, 2 or 3 times.
No.
They showed, America. She was wearing the denim jacket with the star. They showed her from the back when they opened the door. And then she was standing with Doctor Strange and Wanda in one of the doorways. You could see the young, because she's a younger girl.
Okay.
In this, I think her character's like 17.
Doorway that was like floating in space and shit.
Yes.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Because she's from another dimension. She basically has like all the powers Superman has, except she's a space lesbian and she's Puerto Rican.
No, I was saying you said from another dimension. Puerto Rico is in another dimension.
But she identifies as Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rico isn't in space and it's not in another dimension.
Right.
Well,
but she's all of those things.
But she probably is an illegal alien, right?
Yes, and that shows how much Marvel writers pay attention to reality. Yeah. No, I thought the trailer for Doctor Strange looked good. I did. I'm still cautiously optimistic about that because they're going to replace him as Sorcerer Supreme. Yes, my sketchbook. She is a space lesbian.
Like, is it not going to be Wong? Because I thought they did that in Spider-Man.
Right? Yeah. Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah. They said it was Wong, but you know what? Because he was gone for 5 years. Who else was going to be taking over that place? Like that kind of made sense. But that he's back, isn't it going to pass back over to Steven?
I think it would.
It would only make sense. And then in the trailer, though, that's the one thing I was like, oh shit, they really are doing it. Where they took the What If episode and that really dark, fucked up version of him. Yeah. That was great to see when I saw the tentacles coming out from under his sleeve. Like I was like, holy shit, that looked good.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking dark Doctor Strange, man.
And don't forget, this is Sam Raimi. So this is him back in the Marvel Universe directing this. You know, I'm going to be hopeful. The America Chavez thing, I was like, why? but that trailer did look good. So
There's a lot of Doctor Strange references in the Raimi trilogy, so he knows the character.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because that was one of the names that they proposed for Doc Ock was Doctor Strange.
yeah. Well, don't forget too. I mean, like you said, for MCU, all they have is Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Those are the two characters that, like, if you're gonna go anywhere, do anything, this is it. That's why I said I might be out after, well, at least out of the MCU shit, after the Multiverse of Madness, because like
Yeah.
I'm not jumping in on any of that Miss Marvel bullshit. The Marvels, whatever the hell they're calling it. I don't
think
care.
the
Yeah.
Marvels is gonna
The
bomb.
Marvels.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna bomb.
Yeah.
They have nothing to protect it with.
Nope.
They
Nothing at all.
don't. So I want to talk about the third act of this movie, the fight scene. You know, the boss fight at the end. Seeing the three of them swinging together and coordinating their attacks and taking on the different villains and getting validation from the trailer that was Lizard getting punched by one of the Spider-Men.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
heel
the
dropped
ghost
down in his head. Yeah.
the ghost punch or whatever. Yeah, it was cool. They did that end fight so well, one by one with the villains. It worked. And I well when Toby got stabbed, I was like Booker T was like, tell me they didn't just stab Toby. Like
Yeah. But see, like even when those moments that are predictable, like they had a good payoff with it. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
He's like, oh yeah, I've been stabbed before.
Yeah.
Right.
What about Doc Ock stepping up at the end and ripping the arc reactor off of Electro?
That
That
was
felt,
great.
yeah, that was good to see.
Yeah,
It
and even
was,
the line, "The power of the sun in the palm of my hand."
Yeah.
You know, like, man, it was like you said, a love letter to those other movies. But then that moment too, when he does see his Peter Parker, and he's like, "You've grown up."
Yep.
You know, like that felt so good and so right.
Yeah.
Just those little moments.
Yes.
Oh, dude, and how about, all right, we knew this was going to happen, and this is why I fucking hate when they show so much in these trailers, but we knew Garfield was going to save Michelle. We knew that was going to happen, but when it did, and, like, they landed, and she's like, oh, my gosh, she's all choked up, and he starts, like, fucking breaking down. She's like, are you okay? Like, that was so strong, the way that they did that. Those performances were fantastic.
That was another one where it got me. It hit me, man. I'm like, oh my God, he got his, even though like we were joking around, it's like we wanted her to die during the scene.
Yeah.
It was such a great moment because that was a heartbreak because you knew if you read the comics that was the death of Gwen Stacy.
Uh-huh.
And that shit, like seeing him get to save her and then the realization when it washes over him was and like I said, every criticism I've levied at John Watts over the course of Homecoming and Far From Home, and the trajectory and the way this character was handled and written. I mean, this movie, like I said, it's just like where was this in 2019 with Far From Home? Like you can't tell me that this level of acumen for nailing this character, and not only him but the other two as well, it's just has been there the whole time. You just chose to make that last one the way you did. Like what?
I think it was a lot of pressure from the studios, because it's two studios he had to answer to as well. But on the same time, if this is what it was a build up to show what this character was going to go through for this payoff. But not only that, the brilliant thing about it is that it made the other movies so much more relevant as well, the Tobey Maguire ones and the Garfield ones, because it was a payoff for all those Spider-Men. It wasn't just a payoff for Tom Holland. That's why I really enjoyed the hell out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you really think about it, it was a fucking fantastic payoff for all of them.
Yep. Yeah, you really did get a lot of a lot of Andrew and Toby stuff, which, like I said, or like you said, Vinny, it's deserved, and it's a hell of a payoff.
Oh yeah,
Andrew's last movie was 2014, I believe, wasn't 2012 and 2014 for his.
I think so.
And then you had, Toby's last one was '07 with Spider-Man 3. Then you had 2016 or 2017 was Homecoming, and then Far From Home came out in 2019, and now 2021 we get the end of that trilogy, and this was a fucking home run.
Oh yeah.
I mean, uh, the fight, the third act, the fight was handled well. The characters, like I said, the screen time for the villains was pretty well handled with the villain hierarchy in the movie. Sandman and Lizard were really ancillary characters, which was perfect. It was fine.
Yeah.
You got a little more with Electro, and then Doc Ock and Goblin were right up there, and yeah, Willem Dafoe stole every fucking scene he was in.
Oh my God, did he? Holy shit. Yeah, but him and Alfred Molina, these guys, they have acting chops and they have presence, but it's also the type of roles that they the performances they pull off were really amazing. It felt so right, so natural. Like, dude, when he was in the alleyway by himself like that, like, it did not skip a beat. It's just like the performance was even better than he had in the other ones, but it was just as impactful. And then him with Aunt May, and then again with that whole doing the science stuff with Peter, and then the twist and the huge everything was just so spectacular. And I felt like we got more Goblin in this than we did in Spider-Man 1.
I think we did, honestly. I did there, and it's fine. I'm not complaining about.
Oh no,
that.
I loved it, dude.
My sketchbook, the part that had me was the suit he made at the end. You guys notice the original Steve Ditko suit? Yes, we talked about that briefly. We can talk about that a little more now. Yeah, seeing him in that when he was taken out in the end, and it's like the old school red and blue. It's like, oh, he's going right back to his roots, and that's fucking beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of that one, Tony?
All around, like, I was just thinking with the Zendaya thing, I saw a lot of people say that they wanted her to die in this one, and now we're coming out of it on the other end, and everyone, all they're talking about is how great Andrew Garfield's scene was. And same thing with the way they were able to basically reboot everything. Like, they took him on this crazy adventure throughout his trilogy and Infinity War, and these crazy suits, all this jacked up technology, everyone finding out his identity, and they were able to basically clear the palette, clear the slate, and it was back to basics by the end of this movie. And just the fact that they found a way to write that in to where it was believable, the audience left satisfied. I mean, I think they put a lot of resources into writing this movie, because I heard they were still figuring it out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why all their other product has suffered a bit lately. But again, this just hit all the notes. If you told me by the end of this, he would be more just default Spider-Man, what everyone thinks of as Spider-Man after everything that happened in the first two movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you get there?
Yeah, I highly doubt that they said that there was a bunch of rewrites or something just a couple weeks ago on this. I'm calling bullshit, because there was a lot of, again, really big scenes and sequences. that took a long time to do. There was no way they rushed it to try to put a Band-Aid on certain things. No. This thing looks like they really knew what the hell they were talking about. Oh, by the way, yeah, Frankie's right. If you guys seen the new Jack Reacher trailer on Amazon, that dude would be a perfect Eddie Brock Venom. He's a monster.
Dude, that guy, he's like 6'2". That guy's got to be like 240 pounds.
But he could act like that. That whole trailer, I never seen the guy before, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's got good presence, and he could pull off, this role. Finally, Jack Reacher, who's actually looks like fucking Jack Reacher. From the books.
Metal Runner has a serious question. What did you guys like more, Spider-Man No Way Home or Ghostbusters Afterlife? Tony, I'll toss it to you first, man.
That's a hard one. Probably No Way Home slightly more, but I really enjoyed them both.
Yeah.
All right. What about Vinny? Go ahead, bro.
I mad respect for Ghostbusters. That has so much great stuff in it. Very classy how they did it. But I'm a Spider-Man fan inside and out. I was supposed to work on the character. He's from Queens. Everything about it. It's like, and we're finally starting to get the one that we've been waiting for. They had, we had the other two, and everything was perfect. Yeah, I'd say this movie. Script-wise now and story-wise, yes, there were a few things that stuck out to me, but the whole last, from middle to the end of the movie, pure gold. That was so damn good. But yeah, it was some slow stuff in the beginning and some stuff where I was kind of scratching my head on why they choose to do that. But I would say it's definitely Spider-Man because it gave me hope again. We had a great solid movie, and I don't give a shit what anyone says, even if the next one might be garbage or not. We have no idea, but we could definitely say that this movie was amazing and gave so much respect to those other films. The other all three Spider-Men. So. For that alone, this one. I choose this.
All right. I was gonna say let me ask my buddy here, Don Cheadle, but look, let me tell you, Michelle told me which movie I had to like. Like I said, best $3 I ever spent buying that Don Cheadle mask.
Oh hell yeah.
Get Don Cheadle come out and play.
Don Cheadle is Electro, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So when it comes down to it, man, it's tough for me because I've always been more of a Batman. When it came down to superheroes, Spider-Man was always number 2 for me. Batman was number 1. Now, comparing Ghostbusters Afterlife to this, because I am a huge fucking Ghostbusters fan, okay? That was, and I still, like I said, I've told the story a million times, and it's still my favorite story to tell because that was the one of 2 VHSs we rented the first time when we bought our VCR, our first VCR, was Ghostbusters and the original G.I. Joe movie. I watch Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 regularly. That franchise is it's a big part of my life. It's something I share with my son, almost as much as Star Wars. But now looking the Raimi trilogy, that's what really cemented my love for Spider-Man. And I've watched the cartoons and stuff like that as a kid, but when the Raimi trilogy came out, I was 22. I had a much better understanding of the character as a whole. That being said, this is a tough one for me because, like I said, I have a deep love for Ghostbusters as a franchise, and that movie was phenomenal. It really was.
Yeah.
I gotta slightly give the nod to Spider-Man though. I do, because this gave us the performance from Tom Holland. We knew this kid had it in him because we saw it in Infinity War and in Civil War. You
Right.
know, we saw it. It was there. The writing finally caught up with the acting, and it just congealed into what we got in No Way Home, and then getting Toby and Andrew at peak performance too.
Oh my
Honestly,
God, yeah.
for both these guys, it was a fucking chef's kiss. This movie was it was fucking great. Like I don't even, and I'll probably catch heat for this, but honestly, people should be happy because normally when we talk about Marvel, we shit on it. Um, and it was great. The box office for this is going to be killer this
I
weekend.
I'm telling you, this is gonna break $1 billion. I called it,
Oh,
and I still stand by it.
we talked about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think for opening weekend, you're probably looking upwards right now, because you had what, a $50 million Thursday, something like that. Um,
Which is
and
that's a monster number.
and tonight's Friday. You've still got Saturday, and Sunday. I think you're looking at probably what, about 175, 180 million
Something like that.
realistically.
Hmm.
Um, no Topher Grace, my sketchbook.
God.
No, no Eric Foreman Venom. And what do you guys? I mean, like, what do you guys think though? Do you think they're going to find a new Venom, or they're going to keep the Eddie Brock Venom played by Tom Hardy separate? Because you know they're going to do another movie.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna do another movie, but again, how are you gonna get this character back over now? You know what I mean? Because,
Right?
and this is the other thing that's really super confusing on top of it. So Morbius, he's in the Tom Holland universe because we know that Michael Keaton is in that trailer.
Like,
But
something that was brought to my attention yesterday.
what's that?
We see Vulture from the Tom Holland universe in the Morbius trailer. We see the Oscorp Tower from the Andrew Garfield universe. And they're
Mm.
looking at a Daily Bugle newspaper from the Raimi universe.
Right,
Mm.
dude. What the? Yeah, I'm very curious. I'm very fucking curious.
Right?
And we might have Craven in here too, from what I understand.
Well, they're making a solo Craven movie.
Right, but I have a feeling he might be in this
In with Morbius.
in Morbius. Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Um, they fuck, man, because they got Aaron Taylor Johnson signed on to play Morbius now.
Hmm.
So you're gonna have this solo Craven movie. Um, you got that. Like you said, you still got Vulture out there. You got Scorpions, and because he's locked up with Vulture.
Right.
They already teased him. You still got you're gonna get a Rhino character. Um, so there's so much going on, and like I said, man, I haven't been able to just lavish a fucking MCU movie with praise like this since Infinity War.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is a big W for Sony.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You had Ghostbusters Afterlife and this year.
Hmm.
Those
Oh
are
yeah, that's
two.
right. Yeah, that's right. It's wow.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
dominated, man. They crushed. They had
yeah.
some two fantastic films.
I want to acknowledge Salvador. What's up, brother? He said this stream is gay and you should feel transgender. I feel like Caitlyn right now. It's gonna break 3 in the middle of the first week. Probably not.
You're
Yeah,
such a fag.
what a bundle of sticks. Salvador also says Zendaya was at peak acting after those final scenes of people still think she's a bad actress and a bad MJ after that. Then your problem was never with her about it was never about her acting. Yes. No, and you're right, Sal. Um the the and I've given my endorsement to Zendaya after this. The Michelle Jones Watson character she fits, and
Yep.
this was it. They finally gave her something to do, and they gave her more character because her character development was minimal. In the first one, obviously she was kind of an afterthought. The second one, still, it was kind of like there really wasn't a whole lot there. This one we got, it just everything worked. It congealed well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was good. My sketchbook said, dude, Sony did the big fuck you to Kevin Feige and put fucking Daredevil in the MCU. Love that. Kevin once said as long as he was there with none of the Netflix stuff would be canon. No, and that was, trust me, more happy to see Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock in the MCU. I could not be.
Dude, absolutely. But don't forget, Disney did it on Hawkeye. They brought in Kingpin. So this is something that they knew what they had, and they heard the fans, because I'm sorry, you cannot recast those two characters. Those guys are amazing. Bring them in, and I know they're in talks with Barenthal, but Barenthal, he said it. He goes, if it's not going to be a rated R movie, then I'm not doing the Punisher again. So he's staying true to the character. He goes, no, it has to be ultra violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2021 is the year of Sony. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And yeah, Zendaya did wonderful in this. I just think her all anti-white casting and writing was insufferable.
She just had cringy lines in the first movie or two.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the second movie, like I said, it didn't do her any favors. But like I said, after watching her in The Greatest Showman, I had a newfound respect for her. And this really solidified it. And she wasn't bad in Dune. She didn't have a lot of screen time, but what she did have in Dune, it worked. This was a very, and I saw something which is much more mature writing for this character, which is it's nice development. You're finally and this is all we've wanted is progress the characters. We don't need perpetually 16, 17-year-old Peter Parker, and this did that. This really was that final coming of age story for Spider-Man that just it works so well. This movie is this something you guys would go see again?
Yeah. I'd say yeah, for sure. I definitely would see this again in theaters. And again, I'm like you. I prefer to see it like once in theaters, and then when they come out on Blu-ray, just buy them. But something like this, yeah, I would probably go back and see again. I did it with Civil War. What's the other Marvel movie? There wasn't too many that I've done it with, but this one I would. Just because I also want to hear those extra lines that I missed. Because there's maybe 5 times that the theater erupted, and I couldn't hear what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest too, man. When I went to go take a leak, someone was running back to I guess they went to the bathroom too. They kid almost like, and again, somebody maybe, I don't know, 18 or something like that, running. He didn't want to miss a second.
This is a good comment here from my sketchbook. He says, "Yeah, MCU Spider-Man is over, and now begins Spider-Man from Sony." Honestly, if you really look at it like that, yeah, where have we gotten the best iteration from? This was Sony.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. They finally did it right. So we hadn't really seen a good appearance from him since Civil War, which was 2016. I mean, that's fucking 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago.
Well, I'd say in Infinity War
2.
Scenes he had there were good too. I mean, literally, he was ripping off the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand. That whole kind of fight sequence was pretty damn amazing.
That was. But no, this so this iteration of the character now we're gonna get that level up. And I don't think Tom Holland's going anywhere. I don't think he's I'm done.
No.
I
It's gonna
that's a
it's gonna be for
money.
the top. Yeah, it's that billing. That's what that was. That's what that whole speech was.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
No, just they're not going to introduce the symbiote to the MCU for no reason, or on a maybe. And who else are you going to have with the Venom symbiote except for Spider-Man? And the next trilogy is supposed to be more adult. Maybe he'll have the black suit for like a movie, like the entire movie.
Yeah, that would be pretty
I'll lose it in the second one of the trilogy or something like that, and just really do a drawn out thing with Venom and do it justice.
Yeah, because then you could actually do it the right way, where he'll have more of the Spider-Man type powers. Because remember, even when he was shooting his webs, it wasn't just the black tar, and doing like a monkey swing in the city. He actually made webs out of his the alien symbiote itself. And don't forget too, in the comics, that it mimics clothing and everything, but they could do it, I think, in a better way. Because this is the one thing, kind of my gripe with the Tom Hardy ones, is it looked like it just kind of like blended into the clothes instead of like actually forming. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you think they're not going to bring Tom Hardy's Venom into the MCU at all now? Like do you think that avenue's
It looks
dead?
like they're not from how they did it.
Let me welcome Liam to the panel. What's up, brother? Welcome, man.
Hey, thanks. I've just sort of jumped in, so I don't know what the stream's about or what's going on. I just saw the invite. I thought, hey, come in and say hi.
We're talking about No Way. Yeah, we're talking about No Way Home, man. Vinny
awesome.
said you watched it, so
I watched the premiere yesterday. What did you guys think?
Big thumbs up.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed it more, I think, if it wasn't a multiversal story. I have a personal sort of annoyance with those, but overlooking that, I thought the film was executed just rather excellently. It was really good to see superheroics in a superhero film, something that I felt we haven't actually seen a lot of. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And overall, I enjoyed it. I laughed a few times. The visual effects were spectacular, and there were just a couple of opportunities that I felt they really missed. But in spite of that, the film was great. The final fight with Green Goblin, like, they left him alone with the fabricator machine, and I was like, why didn't Gobby take control and do something with the serum while Peter was in the other room? Like imagine if they stabbed him with the cure, and then he's like, thanks, Pete, and mutated into like a super big badass Green Goblin, Then all three Spider-Man had to fight him, but that's me nitpicking.
I think that would have screwed it up more. I like that he's alone with it anyway, and my assumption was that he did sabotage it because it didn't work. When Aunt May actually stabs him, that's the impression that I got. Yeah. It looked like he probably did do something and he sabotaged it. So
I probably need to see it again. You know what I mean? Like give it another watch through. But everyone in the theater loved it, and when Tobey Maguire came on the screen, did you guys see it at the theater?
Yeah, I just saw it tonight.
When Tobey Maguire came on the screen, everyone in my local cinema like stood up and cheered and clapped and everything. Like, was that what sort of response did you guys get at yours?
Yes, but because Andrew Garfield was first, that pop was like something out of like a wrestling stadium. It was enormous, man. And then when Toby popped up, same deal. But they also did that when they showed Matt Murdock. I couldn't hear what the hell he said.
They just sort of left that. They just left that in the air, didn't they? That was one of the things I felt like. Is this two movies that they just sort of blended together because you're going to need a lawyer? It's like, okay, cool. And then they just sort of ditched the whole Matt Murdock thing. Like, we never see Daredevil again. Like, that storyline doesn't go anywhere. It was just I
I honestly think it was just to let people know, like, all right, no, he's going to be back, and he's going to be back in a lot of different things. Because literally, like 2 days before, they showed Kingpin in the Hawkeye series. Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, so they're letting everyone know that these characters are not gone, and they're in this MCU, and we're going to be using them.
Well, I always think of Daredevil and Spidey as two heroes that sort of are attached at the hip. They're kind of like in the same sort of area in New York. They're sort of the same street level guys. But the modern Spider-Man that we're seeing on the silver screen is an Avengers level Spider-Man. You know, we don't really have an opportunity to see him as much as a street level guy. But spoilers, you know, for the end of the film, right? Like that's the best Spider-Man costume I've seen. That he looks like Spider-Man. And now that no one knows who he is, I was like, is this it? Am I actually going to see a Spider-Man movie that's not adapted for the screen so much with the next one? Obviously, it's going to be about Venom, whatever it is. But like, maybe we'll get some cool street level Spidey stuff. Maybe Prowler. Maybe, you know, Daredevil. You know, like.
And they definitely could. That's what we were talking about.
They need to do something with him and Matt Murdock together in the next, like, seriously, if you're going to have him finally be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and do this street level stuff, then pairing him with Daredevil, it just makes sense. You know, you've got that there, and you've got Charlie Cox, who it's like Hawkeye, like we said, Hawkeye debuted D'Onofrio's Kingpin, which there's nobody else that can play Kingpin at this point outside of maybe me, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, dude, you guys want to see something wicked?
But it's so great. It's so great though that they did this, man. Here.
Dude,
I didn't think they'd be able to strip away the science fiction elements to get back to street level, but the way they did it, they sort of did. You know, like I wasn't angry worked. To see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Dude, yeah, this is I guess a sculptor from. Well, I don't know who actually sculpted it. It was in one of the groups that I'm in, one of the toy groups, and they posted this up. I don't know if it's going to be on a statue or a figure, but dude, how sick is that likeness?
That is freaking gorgeous.
It looks like silicone. It looks like it looks like lifelike. It's incredible.
Dude, it's amazing. The paintwork, they even put the gloss in the eyes. Dude.
It's just his eyes look like the Kingpin's eyes. You know what I mean? Like it's like it jumps straight off the page, and that makes me happy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh hell yeah. MJ says when we see Andrew and Toby next, it's going to be Secret Wars. Either that or did they use them in Battle World? Were they involved in Battle World at all?
They made cameos in the actual 616 comics in the Spider-Verse. Like Tobey Maguire's in that as a character.
Oh, really?
But I don't think that people aren't going to like me when I say this. I'm not a very popular person, but I don't think we're going to see Tobey Maguire's incarnation of Spider-Man again. I think this was his sign-off. I think this was his send-off.
I was getting that vibe too, but the thing was, I know like before
because they wrapped up the villain closure with him and Sandman and Doc Ock all so well, right?
Yeah.
That it kind of gave you the extra closure that you didn't have from the other movies, even though you sort of did. Like this was just like they were introduced and then they got a good send off. You're not like left hanging, you know.
Right.
I thought it worked.
Well, that's the thing that I mentioned before too, because I know like before the coup happened. They said if this movie does well enough, they want to give Andrew Garfield one more, and they want to give Toby one more, and wrap up their storylines completely. So,
okay.
But like you said, though, this was a couple of years ago, right? Because this has been sitting now for a while. So I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
But even if they don't, I'm still okay because this movie was so respectful for. And like I said earlier, you weren't here, Liam, but I said This movie, I really enjoyed it because it gave so much more credit to the Sam Raimi universe and the Andrew Garfield ones. And it really made you care about those characters. So, like, everyone who played Spider-Man up until this point, you honestly give a shit about. and each of them did amazing in their own kind of performances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it was just for me, again, just I didn't like, Iron Kid, which is what Spider-Man essentially was.
Yeah.
in
exactly.
I didn't like that. And to see him
exactly what
now,
we were saying.
he's out on his own. He's doing his own shit. And that costume, again, seeing it at the end, I was like, holy shit, it looks like Spider-Man. I've been wondering when we would get like a Spider-Man costume on the screen, like a real one, like not one that's custom for the movies or just a variant for merchandise.
Right.
It wasn't littered with technology, and here it is. And I was just like,
yeah,
that was good.
It was a smart move, man. I'm really happy they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my sketchbook 340 said, he goes, that's the original like Ditko suit.
Yeah,
that he was wearing at the end of the movie. Yeah, that was honestly that suit is the first Titan series figure my son ever got, was the Ditko suit Spider-Man. So yeah, that was, as soon as I saw, I was like, oh shit, it was just so cool to see, and like I said, none of the nostalgia pops in this movie they didn't seem like they were just like, hey, look, everything was pretty well like placed in there, which is refreshing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a very classy approach with this. And this is what we were saying too, man. They did the same thing with Ghostbusters. Sony hit it out of the park with these two movies back to back.
Yes. Absolutely.
Nothing but class and respect for all those characters and the actors, man. I gotta say, man,
do you think that it's likely we're gonna see a since you mentioned Andrew Garfield, do you think that there's a chance, given the closeout scene, that we're going to see a crossover between the Sony Spider-Man and the Sony Venom, since they didn't give it to us here? Or do you think that they're going to just stick that for the Marvel Universe? I don't know.
That is a damn good question. We were talking about that because the Morbius movie is the next one, and Tony made a perfect observation that we had the Oscorp building from the Garfield movie is in there, but we have Vulture from the Tom Holland universe, who's in the trailer, and we have the Daily Bugle that's actually from Tobey Maguire's universe. So all three universes are in this Morbius movie.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we're all kind of like scratching our heads, like, what are they going to do here?
Okay, just a final question. Let's now get some nerds here that know my talk, right? Mm-hmm. So there was either some really bad writing, or maybe this isn't as resolved as quickly as we think. So remember when Pete shows up to Doctor Strange and he's like, "Oh, help me," and Doctor Strange's like, "Yeah, we can just make you regret it, or make you forget it's no big deal." And then before he's halfway through a sentence, he's weaving the spell around. Peter's like talking all over him and he screws it up, right?
Yeah.
Well, then cuts to the end of the film, and you've got Strange there, and he's trying to close down the dimensions from being destroyed, right?
Yeah.
And then Peter says, like, "Hey, if you make everyone forget me, like, that'll stop it, right?" Mm-hmm. And instead of Doctor Strange being somewhat in character like he was earlier in the film and going, "All right," and just doing it, he goes like, "Are you sure, Peter? Are you sure?" And sort of reframes the thing. I'm like, if he didn't do this the first time he came to him, like, is this just bad writing and they wanted to sort of emphasize the stakes to make Peter seem more heroic? Or is it a possibility that when Strange came out of that portal and it was 12 hours over Grand Canyon in parentheses, that it might not have actually been Strange, that it could have been someone or something else? Like, or am I reaching too far for that? Because I know that the next film features Strange, and he is dealing with the collapse of the multiverse and the universe and reality as we know it. Which, if he was able to just fix, shouldn't be a problem, right?
Right. I would say with all of that, I think this is normal Stephen Strange. But his attitude changed because he saw that, okay, Peter actually was doing the right thing. And he did help kill those other guys. But
Yeah.
when that spell kind of erupted anyway, he was trying to close it, and then it exploded and ripped everything open. And the only way to do this was, again, they're in the heat of battle, and Peter was like, no, fuck it, do it. Just, if everyone's going to forget me, fine. I don't care. We need to save the world. That made more sense to me, but the damage was already done, I think, to the multiverse and some of the characters that you kind of see trying to come through.
I wish I could have paused it or something. Hey, like, I saw Shig Magorogoth, or whatever the hell, however you say his name, from the Marvelverse Capcom game as a silhouette. I went, wow, I never thought I'd see him. I wonder who else is in these blue silhouettes. And then they show him later at the end of the they show him later at the end of the credits as well, throwing something. And I was like, oh, I wonder who else was in that lineup of glowing blue figures that were there, you know?
The other cool thing that they actually did, and this is why I told you, like, you should check out the What If episode, because they have that version of Stephen Strange is in the Multiverse of Madness. I was surprised they're actually doing it, because when you see him, like, he puts his hand out and you see like these tentacles coming from underneath his arm, and how evil the dark version of him was. That character is actually in the What If episode, and you see how he got that way. So it was kind of cool that they did that, and I thought it looked amazing on screen, on the big screen like that.
Yeah.
Plus, Sam Raimi's doing it, so I'm hopeful that because that little trail they threw in the end looks fucking great.
Yeah, that was a cool way to debut that trailer. For the Doctor Strange movie. I loved Wanda's character going into WandaVision. That's why that show disappointed me so bad. After the first 2 or 3 episodes, it just kind of went off the rails. It had moments, but and then them not including Doctor Strange because you didn't want a white male character to explain the power set to, a female character, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Oh my gosh.
That's straight up insecurity on Kevin Feige's part. But
it's Kevin Feige.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's buying his wife's boyfriend Nikes. I mean, Kevin Feige
changed his middle name to Vagina.
Yeah, he's thanking it. He's thanking him for fucking giving her back shots like it's Oprah's book of the fucking month.
Well, he could never do it.
No,
too much privilege.
Yeah, right. He's got to atone for his whiteness. He goes. He went to Our Lady of the Courageous Caucasians. But enough about the the first 3 phases of the MCU and all those toxic white males. Now we're getting down to box checking diversity, in seeing America. Like I said, I joked around seeing America Chavez in the trailers for the new Doctor Strange. I'm like,
again, if you guys didn't say it, I wouldn't have seen her.
I did. I saw her punk ass little denim jacket with her fruity little star, and like I said, I'm an alien, but I'm also Puerto Rican and from outer space, and I have basically Superman's powers, and I can fly through different dimensions. I'm like,
I thought Captain Marvel basically had Superman's powers.
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything about that character, and I didn't know that's for her power set. Oh my god, yeah.
She is.
She's ridiculously overpowered.
It's not even about the ridiculously overpowered. She doesn't have a crisis situation that would require such a dynamic power set for a hero of her caliber. She doesn't have a Doctor Doom. She doesn't have a world-changing crisis event. She's just a superpowered being that's I don't know, going grocery shopping and shit. It's ridiculous. It's she didn't go grocery shopping, but it's a really mundane shit, like humans trafficking, smuggling, pan-dimension human trafficking and stuff. I was like, I get it, but you don't need the power cosmic for that, you could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But hold on. So let me get this right. So she's basically she's an illegal alien who was actually human trafficked. So she was a sex toy for a bunch of creeps, and she has Superman-like powers.
Oh no, nothing bad's ever happened to her. That would require some sort of tragedy in her background. No, she was raised in Puerto Rico.
Hold on,
you know.
Hold on. I thought that's what they said. Somebody told me that.
Hey, wait a minute, Vinny.
But that's not the case here.
I think Chris Fisk sums it up pretty much. Much is.
This one right here?
I was actually the next one down. The last one he said that's
space lesbian Latina.
Yeah, it's
Cotos, borrotos, or shotos. Yeah, she that's what I said. I was like, so she's an alien, but they're like, oh, we got to make her a Puerto Rican lesbian, and she's 17. I'm like, what is it with you people in underage people and their sexual proclivities that's so so it just like if I'm designing it, to me, like, and I'm not a professional writer, nothing, don't get me wrong here, but I do like this sort of thing, and I'm looking like if I'm designing like a young adolescent character, the last thing that I'm gonna focus on is their sexual orientation. Like,
yeah, but that's because you don't want to have sex with them.
That's it. I'm just like I'm gonna talk about their power set. I'm gonna talk about their family dynamic. You know what their background is. You know what their influences are, their powers. You know their views, their worldview.
Yeah, but
you know,
dude, you're thinking about the story and making the book, and you're not thinking about the fact that you want to have sex with them. You know, like you got to get into the right mind state if you want to understand these creeps.
And I'll break it down for you too, because you know what? You're wrong. You're wrong. But no, seriously, yeah. You have a great point there, because basically what Marvel is doing is they're in lockstep with the government and they're grooming children. This is what they want to do, because that is the only reason for why they would bring up teenage girls' sexual preferences in a fucking comic book that is supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when they screamed outrage over Carol's origin originally, her past originally having that controversial storyline where she was hypnotized and then raped by her son from the future, and they're like, oh, this is unforgivable, this is horrible, we've got to erase this from the continuity. But it's okay to have you know, pedophilia bouncing all around everywhere, just the new standard. It's the new normal, guys. Totally fine. Yeah,
these people
bullshit.
are just demented.
Yeah.
But hey, that's why we have our great books, right?
Right.
We're going to be putting out some extra amazing quality stuff, so these people could go eat a dick.
Yeah. Brutal Morningwood says, forget all that. It's all about the pronouns. Yeah, that's what we need. We need pronoun power. She can have like a different symbol on her chest, like rotates around, and it's got like a different power set for each one. She's like,
whatever.
The strength of Shim, you know.
Whatever she identifies as that day, you know. Is her power
the speed of a furry. You know, like it's a different symbol on the chest each time.
Tony, what were your major nitpicks with No Way Home? I wanted to ask you that because I think you mentioned having a few specific ones earlier, didn't you?
Well, the main one was the Jamie Foxx thing. And again, these villains appeared in the MCU universe because they knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. So how would Electro think Spider-Man was possibly black?
Yeah.
It was because, you know, they wanted to make a cultural commentary and they wanted to have everyone go, oh, Miles Morales, and start talking about it so that they can seed the water for when Miles Morales shows up, probably in the next movie or the one after it.
Right.
It kind of shows how much it really means to him, because everything else in this movie was written pretty well, and that seems like it was just really just band-aid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Yeah, there was
did I miss something? Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, no, I agree with Tony on that. Yeah, that didn't make sense. And the other thing that didn't make sense, and Liam kind of started getting into it, and then, well, you brought it up for that end sequence, but let's go back to him actually casting the spell.
Yeah.
He didn't tell him extra details beforehand. It's as he's doing the spell. Yeah, everyone's going to forget. What do you mean everyone? Oh, can I have a couple people? And then he would stop it, start it again, stop it, start it again. Like, to me, yeah, I get it, the comical side of it, but at the same time, it's a very dangerous spell that you're doing, and he's aware of that. It's like, was he drunk or high and went, okay, Peter, I'll kind of give you a hand. And it's just to kind of get him into college. I mean, like, to me, that was the thing. I stretched that disbelief, just because I understand this is the only way to really make it work, to have all those characters come over here. So I'm like, all right.
Would have it been arguably less immoral to have Doctor Strange take you to your college and then, use, the some sort of ancient incantation to just hypnotize your professor into signing the paper to let him go? Maybe, like, is that more stable? Is there less of a threat?
Right.
I don't know, but the thing that I actually do, like, something I'd like answered while I got some folks here, if you guys know in the chat too, please weigh in. What happened with Sandman, where it shifted from Sandman going, hey, I'm Spider-Man's friend, to, oh, now, even though I want to go home, I'm going to be on the side of the bad guys fighting. Like, what's the point? Like, wouldn't it be just switch sides there? And, like, because it seemed like a big personality shift, where it's like, it seemed like they were going to have him sort of hero flip, and then they just went, nah, we're not going to do that, wrote that out, and just had him become a big angry guy for no real discernible reason.
It looks like it was that conversation. Well, he had two conversations. He had the one with Electro, and then it was the speech from Norman. It's like, yeah, wait a minute, we're fucking stronger than that. But at the same time, he said that he wanted to see his daughter. So for them to bring that back up, and okay, then he definitely has a reason to go back. You're right. It seemed it was out of place, unless he had plans to take the box and just do it himself. Because villains betray villains all the time, right?
Oh, for sure. It just seemed really out of place. And when he encountered his own Spider-Man, I expected him to be like, at least say something to Toby. You know what I mean? To be like, no, I trusted you and you betrayed me. Or just something. Hey. But he just was angry.
But he didn't betray him at all. There was no.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. There was no real explanation for the heel turn.
All you need to know is that he was definitely there in the first Spider-Man movie.
Well, you know what's funny? It's because I don't think they got they didn't get the actor on set. Even the footage at the end of the movie, that was from Spider-Man 3, and they punched up the CGI.
What's that on?
In No Way Home.
Yeah, and this one, when they turn him back, and you actually see him as a human.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was sand most of the time until then.
Yeah, he only came in to do voice work. It sounded like he wasn't on set anywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't shoot any new footage with Thomas Hayden Church. Yeah, he just did some voiceover.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Because I remember when he did that role, the original one. They said he worked out like crazy. He was on a strict diet, all that stuff. And maybe, again, because he's like, oh, it's not going to be that kind of a role. It'll be mostly CGI. He said, all right, fuck it. I'll just do voiceover. But even the human form, I mean, because they only shot it kind of, well, what you saw was kind of just like chest up. They didn't show his full body.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Spider-Man 3, he looked like the comic Flint Marko.
Oh, it was perfect.
Oh, there was a shot.
Spot on.
There was a shot even on this one where just this one shot, and it's they're in the house, and was it Electro or someone leans over and talks to him, and it's a shot of him from the side, and he is looking over, and I was like, holy shit, that's straight off a page. That looks exactly like fucking Flint, holy shit, so good.
Yeah, he was perfect casting for that original movie.
Yeah, they did a freaking amazing job with him, and that's this movie did so many things right.
Mhm.
It really did. It hit the notes, and I don't. Tony, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I just think Harry Potter's coming to the MCU.
God damn it!
It's a different brand. Different brand. Different.
Well,
Warner
look,
would never let it happen.
I think
Multiverse.
Slytherin versus the Young Avengers. I'm just saying.
Slytherin versus Strange, man. It's in the title. Got the alliteration.
Can
Right?
Harry Potter come out and play?
I'm. Let's see. Wait, when does Doctor Strange come out? That's July? Is that?
Yeah, it's not far off. It's not. They
No.
said they finished shooting for it a while ago, so I've just been waiting for it. I assume they're holding it back for because of the COVID and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, everyone's talking about Mephisto and Nightmare.
Mhm.
Wanda's kids are with Dumbledore.
Oh gosh,
They
that'll
play
give
with
them
the
the
pirate
representation
kids.
they need for the movie. That'll help check the boxes. So
Her
All right.
imaginary kids.
that'll explain why the kids grew up the way they did and ended up being the way they were.
Hey,
So-
do you think we're actually going to get Vision in the movie as well?
Well, it'll be all white Vision. Remember, because he ran out on
Yeah.
on Wanda and the kids.
Which
He's
again,
a dead. Wait. Hey,
if
if we're gonna.
the kids, he wouldn't be white, right?
Yep. Hey, you know what? It wouldn't. It wouldn't be a Marvel discussion. God damn it, Vinny! You're gonna make me play it. Wait a second.
Yeah, do it.
Vinny. And hey, just so you know,
You've got to do better.
I
Did it
know.
play?
I haven't seen that movie yet.
You've got to do better.
there.
You teed me. Well, I teed you up for it. So.
What movie was that from? What like?
It wasn't a movie. It was the Winter Soldier, Black American Falcon.
That was Black Falcon, Black American Falcon, and the Winter Soldier. We'll talk. Let's talk a little about the upcoming Marvel schedule and how it relates to No Way Home. But if we're gonna talk Marvel, you know we got to do it. You want me to do it?
Do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk some MCU. All right, so there's the best Marvel intro on YouTube.
Yeah, my
right
life
there.
is complete now.
Oh, it truly is, man. Because when we're talking about Stage 4, it has been a dumpster fire up until this movie.
up
Stage-
until this movie
Yeah.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's sad because you know I'm used to being violently well I won't say that I'm used to being disappointed by the mouse, so they've set me up for this huge awesome Spider-Man sequel, right? I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great, and it's going to air around the same time as the All Ladies Avengers, you know,
Mhm.
and a whole bunch of other woke garbage that
Yeah.
is all identity politics first rather than story driven work.
Yeah.
And then that's going to probably tank the entire Marvel universe,
Oh, it will.
which means I may not even get my Spider-Man movie now, you know, or it may come out with drastic rewrites. It's just like,
Well, hold on. If they're going to do drastic rewrites, that means that they won't have any of the all woke female bullshit. Because
unless they decide that they've got to triple down and like, oh, our super woke Avengers movie wasn't woke enough.
No, because Sony's going to. I think Sony's going to say no to that because right now this movie is going to do monster numbers. I'm calling it.
Mhm.
Its overall run in theaters is going to break $1 billion. I'm saying that right now, especially at the numbers that they pulled in already on day one. $50 million for a Thursday.
When I'm from a small country town, and when I showed up at the theater, around the block it had to be pretty much everyone from my town had come to see Spider-Man, and it was the third showing in the day, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
dude! They had kangaroos hanging out in there as well.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
we can't
people,
Spider-Man.
people train them to go fetch their lunch and stuff. But I hadn't seen anything like that since the very first Harry Potter movie. Ironically, that's the last time I saw the cinema that full.
Mm-hmm. Our theater, I live in a town. I mean, there's probably like what, maybe 8,000-9,000 people here. It's one show a night, 7 p.m. And yeah, our theater was pretty full tonight for this show, which is the premiere of the Spider-Man movie. There, because they were still playing Ghostbusters Afterlife last night. So they were, and it's got about I'd say like a 200 person capacity for the theater because it's only one screen. It was probably 3/4 of the way full tonight, which
keep in mind as well that people illegally download this stuff. They're not even, a lot of folks aren't even going to the theater, so the numbers are bigger than they even look.
Well, over here, this is the first time I had to do the pre-order on these tickets. I got it like 2 weeks before the movie came out. And when I went to go to the theater, I'm like, all right, I want some tickets, whatever. They're like, we're sold out for 5 days straight. I said, excuse me?
Yeah.
Completely. I went, wait a minute. I went on my phone. I had to go check it out myself on AMC, and I found 2 seats for not the Thursday, but for today, for Friday. And that's it. And the rest of the theater was completely full.
Yeah. And unlike the other Marvel movies that are all sold out, when you went there, there was actually people sitting in the seats. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Absolutely.
Right.
The only person that there wasn't a seat was the one right to my left. And this is crazy because I got him on the back row, which is usually that's the sweet spot where no one's gonna be throwing shit or banging chairs or whatever. Like that's like prime seats. I'm like, well, holy shit! But the entire theater packed, and this again was at 3:00 on a Friday. It was a matinee showing. Everything else completely booked solid throughout.
Wait a minute. Did you say seats paid for, but nobody's sitting in them?
Yeah.
No, Vinny, you're talking about and these theaters, dude. This movie is we talked about this a week or two ago. This is gonna make all the dough. It is. This could be the big $1 billion movie.
Nothing obnoxious happened in it. It didn't shit the bed. Like I went in there like thinking, wow, look at how happy everyone is about and excited about this.
Yep.
And then when I went in there and I was watching the film, people were standing up and cheering and clapping and laughing. And I thought, it made me rethink everything because I've been very anti-Marvel, very anti-everything. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. And maybe, they've made millions of people happy and allowed the character endure in a way. And even though the books are shitty now, like maybe the guys that did this knew what they were doing better than I did. And
well, you know what it is?
I don't know.
You know what it is too? It's because Into the Spider-Verse was they handled it so well. There was so much care given. Not only that, it actually won an Oscar, pulled in amazing numbers, and they went, no, we have to protect these characters and give the fans what they want. So Sony, I think they stepped up in a big way for this, and I'm so happy they did because it shows that if we listen to fans, they're gonna run out and see these movies, and they're gonna give us the proper praise for them. Well, okay, finally, it took you all these years to hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Well, then the access media acts like that's a bad thing. Oh, it's fan service. It's like what's giving the paying customers within reason what they want.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's your job. That's the thing that bothers me. You get these narcissistic creators, and we've all encountered them over the. Well, sorry for talking like we're a bunch of creators, but a lot of us have encountered these people, over the years that sort of work in this industry. These sort of, I had my vision. I have to stick to my vision types. Like, motherfucker, you're creating a story for someone else, not for yourself. Okay, like your job is to make them happy, make them cheer, make them excited, give them an escape from their life. When you sit down at that drawing board, you are essentially creating a gift of imagination to pass on someone, to kindle a tiny little fire. And you're not there to like self-aggrandize or create some weird idealistic vision of your own work for your own ego. Like that's pointless. So like, oh, it's fan service. That's your fucking job. Sorry for the language. That's your job, is to create things that serves the fans. Wake up.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. No, seriously, and that's it. And Chris Fisk says, since when was fan service ever a negative? Fan service is giving your paying customers what they want. Like I said, you don't have to give them verbatim what they want, but within reason. I mean, that's just good service. It's like if I go and I order a steak and I want it medium well, and they're like, well, look, we know you want this medium well, so it's so tender you can slice it with your fork and it melts in your mouth. We're just gonna cook it well done so it tastes like a Gucci bag that's been left out in the rain and then baking in the sun for a week. And I'm like, well,
and then
piss off! I don't want that.
I didn't want. Hey, you just gave me a sort of Gucci bag steak here. It's well done.
Yeah.
And like that, your plebeian taste buds don't know what they want, sir.
Yep.
Right.
You're a cretin, and
I get the perfect analogy.
This bag meat that you have is what you really want. You know.
No, I don't mean to get you off. The perfect analogy is this: you wanted your steak a certain way, right? And then instead, the chef comes out and it's Fauci. You're wrong. He's a fucking booster. He's a booster. You're wrong.
Yeah, it puts these nads on your plate.
No,
teabag in your plate.
He's a burnt steak in your booster. Shut up.
Draven, I sent you a link. I jump on. Angelus Draven just jumped into the chat.
You got to freshen up too.
Yeah, I got you a link, brother, so you can jump on. We want to know what you think. So, dude, I don't need.
And at the end, they left. I think it's safe to say they left us all excited for the next film, without feeling unsatisfied with the conclusion of the story that we got.
Yeah. So
it was a nice teaser and a very perfectly balanced one, I think, and that's probably the best example that they've done so far in their after credits things as well. You know, it's visually spectacular, engaging, interesting.
100%. Like I said, even if we don't see the other two anymore, if they decide not to do a movie for Andrew or Toby, I'm content with what they did with these characters here. The banter that they had, that kind of kinship as well, like it all worked. And even when they screwed up at first, and then we got to do it the right way. And how in sync they were, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that maybe we weren't going to get it, because I remember the scene where they're on the Statue of Liberty and he's like, "Oh, my back's out." I thought that was just sort of way of saying like, I'm old. I'm the old Spider-Man. And I thought and then he's like, "Oh, I have lower back problems too from all the swinging around." I thought, is this their way of saying that they're old men and they're sort of going to sunset them now? Is that what's just a sort of a subtle little thing to,
I thought for a second as well, but yeah, I'm glad that they did not. And it was just that they were just seasoned, and the swing, it's painful on us.
They were out there fighting and kicking ass,
Oh yeah.
And that was the thing. They did this movie, and like I said, these insane media shills call it, fan service in a bad light, but it was like, no, they did this movie. They did all the characters justice. They advanced the storyline in a natural sort of progression. Mm-hmm. They paid reverence to what came before it, and like I said, They made me look at the Andrew Garfield character in a completely different light. Like I said, he was always a really, really good Spider-Man. Just he wasn't Peter Parker. And
I felt the script was wrong for him, but he looked like a really good Spider-Man in the costume.
Yes.
I just kind of felt like with Andrew Garfield, I kind of felt like they're like, look, Spider-Man's cool, and I was just kind of like, it's like, hello, kids, and I was like, no, that's not. Don't do that. Like,
yeah, right.
The rest of the film was, but the rest of the film was overall great. I wish that they redesigned their lizard. I do not like the lizard design that they've got.
Yeah.
Just the humanoid faces. Don't do that. Just turn him into a fucking lizard monster. You know what I mean? Like, just go all the way.
Give him the lab
and
coat.
give him a lab coat. Yes, exactly.
Because he had one scene in that movie, in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, where he actually had the lab coat on, and it looked good. It's like, okay, well, why didn't they do that for the majority of the movie?
Actually, the back thing was a meta joke throwback to Garfield complaining about an onset injury. Well, thank you, Maybe Human. I didn't know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Well, so hold on. No. It was Tobey Maguire because he injured himself on the movie Seabiscuit.
Maybe they all injure themselves. Maybe maybe that's the joke.
Toby got a bad back.
Yeah.
He's paid the cost though. Toby can have a bad back. He had to carry that whole film. Oh shit, what was that one he was in? The fucking was it the Majestic? No, that was Jim Carrey. God damn it. No, I can't think of it.
I will say that Toby has done a lot for the Spider-Man character, so much so that I was speaking with my artist, the artist for Wonder Island, that's available now on Indigo. Go check it out if you haven't. The Yuka Cross. She's a younger lady, you know. And we're talking about Spidey and web shooters, and she's like, what the heck are web shooters? And I was like, it's what he uses to be able to, nerdily explain what web shooters were. And she had no idea. She just assumed that they came out of his wrist because she just sort of knew him from the first film, hadn't read very many Spider-Man comics. And that was just sort of normal for her. And my wife said, yeah, what's going on with that? And I was like, oh, gosh, I'm surrounded by plebeians. Like, no, he doesn't normally have webs that just come out of his wrists. That's like a special thing. That they did for the movies, and then in some variant timelines. And I like the fact that the guys actually addressed that in the film. Like, they have that little conversation where, like, whoa, we run out of webs all the time. It'd be so convenient. Like, does it come out of anywhere? Like, they made it fun.
Yeah.
Which is, again, that was awesome. Like I said, that banter was great. How they got to know each other was fantastic. They gave enough time for each of them where you gave a shit about them, and they made sense out of the different universes that they came from. It was my hack. The only thing that I would have liked to sort of address from a meta commentary was like, does anyone think it's weird that our costumes all look similar and we've got similar powers and similar lives, but we look nothing like each other in any way? Like, we're completely different people, different ages, different looks. Like. And that's what I thought was interesting too, and I kind of dug it that they did that, right? Where you had Alfred Molina was pulled from that moment right before he died, but Toby is from years later. I dug. That was a nice touch that they did, because it shows that he has a lot more wisdom and knowledge and shit.
No, Molina's character was really well written, and we talked about that before the movie dropped. Vinny, was that we were worried about how they were going to treat that character. How were they going to treat Doc Ock? And remember the clip from the trailer with them, which they did use in the movie. Them, what's your real name? He's like Otto Octavius, and they're laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't pan out as bad as we initially thought it would.
Right.
Yeah.
I still thought it was a little bit silly that they laughed at his name. I was like, you're Peter Parker, Yeah.
Like it was
like
kind of
like
when
world full of weirdos.
Dr. Strange said, "Let's Scooby Doo this shit." And he had to say it twice. I was just
that was actually, if I could Thanos anything out of the movie, that's what it would have been. I thought it was so out of place. It was so out of character. Just of all the characters to hear swear, the swearing came out of Doctor Strange's mouth. I was like, what? Like
that made no sense.
It felt really, really. It was like Joss Whedon was standing up at the top of the stairs talking, and I was like, no, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. And then Aunt May talking about her sex life with Happy, and I was just like, I don't like that either. But other than that, like everything was great.
Yep. Those are the same issues I had too. It's just like
I was like, what does this add to the film? It just makes it awkward and weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was out of place, and it still felt like that kind of like walking in on teenager shit. Like, okay, that was. I get it, but like you said, it opened up to those conversations that were just kind of pointless because they went by so quickly anyway, just like kind of throwaway lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's get back to the movie. Like we don't need that kind of banter. It doesn't really make sense anyway.
Yeah, it didn't.
The only other issue I had though was the ending. Okay, they all forget who Spider-Man is, right? But they never really showed things properly. So does that mean the whole Avengers stuff, like nobody knows? So Spider-Man didn't help the Avengers in everyone's eyes. You know what I mean? And then even them, they're at the Statue of Liberty. She actually got hurt. You see her later in the Dunkin' Donuts shop or whatever, and she's got that bandage on her head. Okay, well then how'd that happen? Like there were certain things like
everyone forgot that Peter was Spider-Man. Everything still happened, but just imagine that in the scene where someone saw Peter without a mask, he was wearing his mask, or they just can't remember what he exactly looked like. Maybe there was a bit of smoke or shadow. Just everything still happened. Just anyone that like every personal conversation he had, every time he made tender love to his girlfriend, all gone. Anything any point that she sort of knew he was Spider-Man.
So she lost her virginity to
some stranger she can't really remember. In the
Harvey Weinstein.
He said, "You look like a ficus. Come over here."
Wow.
What's up, Draven? Welcome, brother.
All
right, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna turn it over to you. Let us know what were your initial thoughts of this, and how do you think?
Before I was going into the movie, I was not expecting to like this movie, but I was pleasantly surprised. All the Easter egg, not necessarily Easter eggs, but like you guys were saying earlier, fan service was really nice. Just seeing those, and I didn't think I wanted to see Toby and Andrew Garfield back like together with the new Spider-Man, but I'm really happy that they did do this. I really like how they made him by the end of this movie actually be fucking Spider-Man.
Yep.
And not be fucking Iron Boy Jr. or whatever. But yeah.
No, that's exactly it, dude. That we all said that as well, man. and that's what you're going to see across the board, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I was a little disappointed with the Venom like thing, the Easter egg, because they kind of set that up like at the end of Venom 2, and then they kind of just didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, that upset me a lot too, because I'm like, wait a minute, there's no payoff on that other than he's just going to leave a piece of the symbiote, which means we'll have a Venom, but it's not going to be Tom Hardy. I'm like, oh, dude,
which is a little disappointing. And
his was entertaining as shit, man.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And then I think that was all.
Is there an opportunity for anyone to unwrap? Actually, continue. Sorry, I'll bring this up after you finish your
my other thing is I really want to know, like, when they got sent back, were they like still like rescued? Did they die or what? Yeah, I want to know what happens to the other Spider-Men when they go back with their villains and like what's going on with them.
I agree, but see that was the thing too. Like, this is why they said this in the beginning. I mentioned a couple times we were in the stream, but they said if this movie had done well enough, or if it does well enough, they were going to give Andrew one more, and they were going to give Toby one more to finish off their stories. So again, fingers are crossed if they're still going to do it. We don't know, but it would make sense, and you'd have a proper payoff, I think, and it would also, like I said, this movie gives so much more credit, and you care about all of the Spider-Man beforehand. Those other movies, like. You know, like I'm down to see them again too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like they make those more more rewatchable.
Yes, and they gave more substance for sure.
Mhm.
And like I said, man, my theater exploded just when we saw
Same.
Garfield. You know,
Yep.
before we got to Toby. Toby was another one, but
Oh, they were
Yeah.
exploding at the villains too. So.
oh yeah. No, yeah, 5 or 6 times during this film, like I couldn't hear what the hell was going on because people were they couldn't stop clapping, talking.
Yeah, fuck off! Quit clapping in the fucking theater. They can't
Right.
hear you.
Do like the
Right.
Asians. Wait until the credits roll. When the credits are done, then they all
Yeah.
stand up and applaud.
Right. It is like, I understand, like normally, like when you go to a live performance, it's customary to applaud the performer because as somebody who's done live performances, we feed off that. That's how we know we did a good job.
Yeah.
But as you know, as you're at a movie, in the middle of a fucking movie, there's nothing worse than a theater of, 50, 60, 100 people fucking clapping. You're like, motherfucker, I need to hear the next line. Shut up.
It's like Infinity War every fucking time. Like the Guardians don't show up till like 30, 40 minutes into the movie and they're all clapping like fucking stop.
Yeah,
Infinity War, I didn't have any of that, thankfully.
Do you think, we're just bringing it back to Venom for a second,
Mhm.
do you think that there's any chance that one of the reporters that were down with Jameson, were any of those guys blonde, big looking blonde guys? Because they could potentially do something with that. They could potentially do some sort of scoop with that, and then have the spell screw with the reveal, which costs him his job with Jonah, and then he becomes bitter because Peter's squatting there without his mask on in the Spider-Man suit over his dead aunt, right? And that's all on film. So and then the lizard burst out, and there was all the building collapsed, and there was all the destruction and shit. Like it'd be real easy to justify that one of the guys there was was potentially Brock, or maybe Brock had something going on. As we know, the original feud between them is Sin Eater. So I'd keep an eye out for Sin Eater appearing in a new Daredevil series before the next movie or something like that. Because that might be where we.
Scene that I was really happy with Daredevil or Charlie Cox or whatever being back as
Matt Murdock.
Yeah, Matt Murdock. Yep,
that was awesome.
I would have been happier if we got to see Daredevil though. Like when I saw that, I went, "Oh, Daredevil's here. We're gonna have finally a kick-ass Spidey Daredevil team up," you know. And it just didn't happen. And I thought, oh, they just sort of it was just a bit of a guest cameo, okay, but. With how it ended, maybe we'll see it in the next film. Fingers crossed.
Right. And that was the thing. I don't mean to cut you off. It's just that's the thing. Yeah, they just to set it up like that. We know he's in this universe. Perfect. I think that's all fans really want because the potential to do that in the next movies is there.
Well,
go ahead.
And that's it too. Charlie Cox. Dude is money. MCU fans love, and I'm not talking the weirdos. I'm talking like the fans that actually want the good shit, like people like us. Like this dude he's over. He's over as a baby face.
Yeah, I literally broke my boycott for this movie. So
and that's it, man. Like I was there opening night watching Black Widow. I was there opening night watching fucking Shang-Chi. I was there opening night watching Eternals.
You're a better man than me.
and I never, but I never said I was gonna boycott Marvel.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, look, I talk about this shit on my show. I'll go watch these punk ass movies. I go to my local theater for a premiere. I pay $7.
Yeah.
Like for one, what the fuck? $7. Maybe $6 for a popcorn. Fucking $5 for a soda. Tonight for 3 of us, it only cost me like $35.
No more.
It was like
it was like $30.
It was like $35 for 3 of us. And like I said, it was a great fucking movie. This is the first time I've left a Marvel movie this year. It's Sony. Okay, I know, but I left and I'm like, I feel like I got my money's worth. I enjoyed the movie, and if they give me more of this is what I wanted. Like, holy
I also
shit.
feel like that's why we didn't get any bullshit in this movie, is because Sony still owns the rights and they still have a say on what goes on. Like MCU obviously is curtailing so they can make it better than what it was with just Sony, or try to. But I feel like they have more creative control to be like, oh no, we're gonna reel in the reins here and be like, no, you can't do that woke bullshit or whatever.
Yeah, and they really kept it out of this movie.
Yeah, they
did effectively. You know, everything was natural. Everything had a flow to it. And like I said, any trepidation I had about Zendaya was wiped out with this performance. It really was.
Before going into this, I wanted her to die.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
Because when she's falling from the thing, I was like, "Oh, she's fucking dead. She's dead."
Yep. We all joked about that.
Yeah, we joked about it, but like, come on, we knew that Garfield was gonna have that.
I like that he had like a closure kind of like moment.
Yeah.
Like,
but again, and that scene. All right, since we did know it was gonna happen, obviously, the payoff was great because again, the acting was fantastic. She was all fucking choked up and crying and stuff too, practically. And then he went and did it even worse. She's like, "Are you okay?" You know. That was very impactful. He did a good job.
He got to have his moment. You know, it was pretty cool. I thought, wow, that's great.
Much respect that they did for him. Because again, I truly do. I like him as Spider-Man. I think he did a really great job.
I wish that his hair was a little smaller, but other than that, you know, like I think that he's a good Pete.
Yeah, he's for me, like he's into the role now, like 100%
too.
Yeah,
I was actually. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, he's like the older Peter. Like I see the adult Peter in him. I don't see like the stupid kid one. But yeah, go ahead.
I was actually surprised they didn't, because I know Sony still owns the rights. When they did the spells for everybody to forget him, I thought he was gonna blip out of existence and be put in his own separate universe, which would be or put into the Sonyverse. You know, like with Venom and stuff, because nobody in this universe knows who he is as Peter Parker anymore.
So word on the grapevine is
didn't do that.
Word on the grapevine is X-Men, right? Word on the grapevine is X-Men, and now we're talking multiverse. So do you think that since they've got this deal with Sony and that they're going to push a further deal, and we're going to see the return of some familiar X-Men in the Marvel universe as following the end of the next Strange movie? Do you think that'll be the big cameo that we're going to see Logan?
There was talks of Hugh Jackman coming back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And honestly, and Tony, we talked about this earlier. There was moments where you're like, Hugh Jackman is a great Logan and a great Wolverine. There's other moments where you're like, is he though?
Yeah.
I like Logan.
Logan was great.
That was great filmmaking, and that really that gave a new level of shine to Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Logan in Wolverine as a character.
Definitely.
But if we were to have X-Men from the established films show up again, I mean, everyone's going to go Deadpool, but
yeah,
let's just rule him out for now. Let's just keep the conversation away from him, because that's a whole other thing. If you could grab X-Men from pre-established films that have already depicted, or actors that have depicted X-Men in the past from previous films, who would you want to drag into the mainstream, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Elliot Page.
Thank you, Tony.
So what is Kitty as a dude name? Because she was Kitty Pryde.
I don't know.
Kit Pryde. There we go.
I'm so confused.
Kit Pryde.
Like, do you think that there's anyone worthy of reprising their roles in the mainstream Marvel Cinematic Universe that's
I
previously
want
depicted?
the Nightcrawler from 2.
Yes.
Nightcrawler, I'd heard. Nightcrawler,
Alan
the one that I've
Cummings.
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a great job.
Mhm.
What's dude's name that played Beast? Liev Schreiber? What's
The
it?
new
Him?
Beast or
Yeah.
the old
played
one?
Sabretooth.
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 Him and homeboy that played the Juggernaut, Vinnie Jones. Dude,
Really?
That Juggernaut was terrible.
fuck you,
Yeah,
Vinnie Jones is awesome.
Vinnie Jones is awesome, but that
I love
Juggernaut
that shit. I loved it. I don't even care. I want to see Bullet Tooth Tony come back as fucking Juggernaut.
I'm the fucking juggernaut, bitch.
and it's probably only because I'm really drunk right now.
Okay, I'll agree to that if we get the way he looks in Deadpool 2, but with Vinnie Jones's voice.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good.
Yes.
That's a,
Yes.
I'll accept.
Perfect. You nailed it.
Wait, it's like that meme. I accept those terms.
Yeah. No one minds that Juggernaut's personality's completely tarded. We just don't want him to look tarded, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Right?
That's
And
it.
I do
In fact,
right.
it's even funnier if he is. You know, I'm a Juggernaut,
yeah.
bitch, Juggernaut. You know. Like,
and I do agree. Etep is very drunk.
Oh, I started early this afternoon, like when I came, like as soon as I got the kid home.
Kid shame.
Bless you.
I was, and then, well, he brought me a fucking. I just opened this like earlier, right before the stream. He brought me another full bottle of wine to the fucking studio. So it's like I've refilled the glass a few times, and we've been going for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I mean, at this point,
Wow.
it's fine. It's fine. Where I have nothing else to do this evening, other than to just sit here and talk about Spider-Man. Because honestly, like I said, this was way more fun to talk about than Shang-Chi and Eternals.
I didn't even watch them. I didn't even go watch them.
I
because I was
did.
so disillusioned
I
with
did.
Marvel.
Was there
Were they
any,
terrible?
like-
They were pitching the Eternals as, look, it's the first Marvel movie with a sex scene in it, and I was like,
Mhm.
I don't care. Like, try again.
That sex scene, like if I took my two plastic, like if I took like a He-Man and like a Evelyn or whatever, or Teal and Skeletor or whatever, and put them together and went, that'd be more chemistry than Richard Madden and Gemma Chan had. Like, and they're two, like they're both attractive people.
Wait
like,
a minute.
Richard
Wait a
Madden-
minute. That sounded like heterosexual names.
They are.
Was it a
It's not-
heterosexual? Was it a heterosexual sex scene?
He's white, but she's Asian, which is white adjacent, so it's still problematic. Because, like I said, she's white adjacent, especially if she's applying for college. I mean, God knows, the colleges are like Asian.
But it was a man. It was a man and a woman. It wasn't a man and a man.
No, it was a man and a woman, and I mean a real man and a real woman, not a man who identifies as a woman who is a toaster, and a woman who was a man but is now a unicorn, but a woman identifies on Tuesdays. It wasn't that. It was like normal. It was cis. I was the Omicron variant of sex. That's how it was.
Wow.
Oh wait,
No,
that's
wow,
Omicron.
that's yeah, no, but so you're saying it was bad then? You're saying that the whole film overall was, was trash?
And objectively, like I said, and you were supposed to believe that they had this love story for like what 700-800 years, and they had no chemistry on screen together at all. Like,
was there any conversation about sand? Did one of them talk about sand?
It would have been better if they did at some point, but they didn't. How much one of them hated sand. That would have been fucking a chef's kiss.
In Shang-Chi, was there any like things that like were referenced in the Spider-Man? Because I know they were like hinting that Ned like had something, and they like showed the stuff that was on the sewing machine in that scene, and I was like, why are they focusing on the sewing machine and some other stuff?
The only thing I didn't get any Shang-Chi references. Did anybody else?
I haven't seen Shang-Chi, so I don't know.
Am I the only one that's?
I attempted to.
I didn't endure. Yeah, I didn't watch Shang-Chi. It would have.
Yeah, I was thrown off by the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon bullshit. I'm not gonna watch this.
I fell asleep in the theater watching it. That's the first time I've ever fallen asleep in the theater. And I fell asleep during Shang It Burns When I Pee in The Legend of the Ten Nuva Rings.
I fell asleep during Immortal Instruments, that shitty ass movie. Ugh, so bad.
What's up, Glenn? Welcome. He says, "God damn." Okay. Hey, well, welcome, man. Welcome.
Hello.
We're talking Spider-Man. And yeah, I like I said, I don't know. I want to see more of this style with this character. I don't want to see it get watered down with them bringing in fucking Miles Morales and all the other fucking spider idiots.
Well, they're bringing in Miles Morales. They mention him they mention a Black Spider-Man in this. And then you got in the next freaking, what is it, Doctor Strange, you got American Chavez because they showed the back of her thing. And I was just like, God damn.
Like I said,
I want to see Doctor Strange, but like,
yeah.
I saw the America Chavez references in the and I was like, oh fuck. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I knew she was in it, but it's like, this is like a post 2013 character that's shit that nobody cares about.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
Come on,
to make everything extra woke, right? At the end of the next Doctor Strange movie, it's Wang, who is the rightful sorcerer supreme of Earth, has to come in and fix the problem that the white man has made.
This was my reaction to America Chavez. It was
why?
That was it. It didn't make any sense. I'm just. Like, I know you guys wanted to shoehorn her in this fucking movie, but, like, it doesn't... It's like, oh, well, next we'll have Squirrel Girl.
Ugh.
Can we fucking not?
Well, look, we're getting into a situation right now where there are some cosmic level threats, and Marvel's writing itself into a corner. If we don't put Squirrel Girl in the universe, then how are we possibly going to be able to deal with them?
Because she's apparently invincible or some shit.
Yeah, she's the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. She soloed Galactus, don't you know?
Yeah.
So we need her to be the hero that we always. Batman did it better, but Squirrel Girl will still do it better than Batman.
Yeah.
So don't you worry. She'll be in and she'll save the day. And she'll also run a charity for autism awareness. It'll be so good the publicity that she provides.
If they bring in Squirrel Girl, then you could just go bring in Booster Man.
Vinny.
How about new?
That was perfect.
Dr. Evil in the slow roll in the fucking power chair. And dude, that's my father-in-law. He's paraplegic, right? He's got a wheel. He's got a power chair. So a couple of years ago, we're up at the canoe race because there's this big ass, like, there's worldwide this fucking canoe race. They go by our cabin on the ensemble, and I'm sitting there and everybody else has gone to bed. It's me and my buddy Pat and his wife Chrissy. And I was like, now, mind you, my son is at grandma's house. We're, really fucked up. And this little baby fox comes and sticks its head in the work shed. And I'm sitting in his power chair, and I'm bald. And I look at him like, that fox sticks its head, and I look at Pat and Chris, I'm like, hey, guess who I am? Like, what? I'm like, I'm Professor Xavier. They're like, what? I'm like, and I fucking took off after this bitch in the fucking power chair. Like, I said, hey, I'm like, let me borrow your wheelchair just for Halloween. I'm going to be Professor Xavier. I've already got the haircut. He's like, no. I'm like, you're going to make me outlast you, aren't you? And be Professor Xavier. Like, this is you want to do this dance? Okay, I will do it. I don't care if I'm 7 years old. and you're gonna be like, "Look at me, I'm Professor Xavier."
It'll be like the Patrick Stewart.
Right, exactly. It'll work
Xavier.
then.
Yeah.
It'd be super accurate too, because you wouldn't actually be a cripple, just like Xavier. You'd just be pretending.
Yeah.
Right? It's kayfabe. It's kayfabe.
You know, along comes a dinosaur in the Savage Lands. You can just throw that bitch chair away and just run off. You know?
Damn right. I love the Savage Lands.
It's like George Costanza. I saw him running down Madison Avenue carrying a 200-pound mobility scooter over his head.
Yeah.
Mr. Tomasulo, do you believe in times of stress that people are capable of superhuman strength?
Yeah, Magneto. I remember that scene from the old cartoon. Magneto just staring at Xavier as he runs off from his wheelchair, and Xavier just like, in my mind, I'm like, that's not how the Savage Land works. Like, that's not how your powers work. Your big brain powers don't make your legs not work. Like that's Xavier's faking it. He's faking it so that no one can do shit.
He's like,
he can park
over
where
here. I need you to massage my legs under my blanket.
The hair will stand up.
His spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah.
And one of the last things I want to talk about before we wrap this up is and let me play this clip right here to kind of segue into this, but is this guy right here.
You serious?
Yeah, frankly, I was kind of disturbed with Mein Führer's haircut, and his mustache. Did we lose Tony?
Yeah,
maybe.
Like
he's dead. Right. I killed him.
It was just the internet or Liam.
Every time you guys cut away, there'll be one less of you.
Oh God.
Oh,
Tony, son of a bitch, just
Tony, come back.
Oh God.
Don't
fucking now I'm reminded that shit exists in the
Bigfoot
MCU.
is in the MCU.
Listen, that's
Is that like a personal attack or something? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
This is my reaction after like, hey, look, we're gonna have a sequel with Brie Larson and Miss Marvel and the other Captain Marvel, and I'm just
you out of your goddamn mind, son of a
I can't wait to make videos about the Marvels. Like, the only thing I think that will do better, and I tested the waters today. I did a video about Daisy Ridley. You know, I'm just like, let's see what happens. I'm gonna do a Daisy Ridley Star Wars video, and everybody's like, you know what, man, we're just apathetic towards that shit. I'm like, all right, you bastards. Like, I sacrificed 3 hours doing this. I'm like, all right, fine. That's it. We're coming with the Brie Larson videos next. I can't wait till the Marvels comes out. I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna make fucking Geeks and Gamers in 2019 look like a fucking walk in the park. I'm gonna make some of Brie Larson videos when that goddamn movie comes out. Speaking of which, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I will be over on author Stephen Walton's channel with the Rogues and the D-Day Cobra himself, Jeremy Griggs will be over there. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good time.
Oh, and Walton's having some problems paying his rent right now. He's got a charity up. He's got a GoFundMe page. So if anyone watching is feeling festive or could help out, that'd be a huge benefit. You can find it over on his Twitter. Or if someone wants to drop it in the chat.
Yeah, if we got a link, one of the mods.
He's a single father, and he's done a lot for this community. Yeah. So if we could come together to help him out, that'd be a big deal. So
absolutely, man. I'm happy you said that. Yeah, Walton's fantastic, and some stupid shit happened. Yeah. And it looks like it was one of those credit card things, like this that they scan.
Oh,
like you're in a store, in a crowded store or something, if they just scan over your wallet, like they have your info. So he told me too, he goes, you'd probably want to go to Amazon or something, or whoever sells those kind of cases to put your cards in and everything. Yeah, definitely be very cautious around this time of year for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It happens, man. And Tony said good night to everybody. He's got to work in the morning, so I know I gotta do that too. That's why we're gonna wrap it up. but I want to go around and I want to give everybody another opportunity. Vinny, we'll start with you, man. Final thoughts. Anything else you want to say about Spider-Man: No Way Home?
I said this is a very strong movie. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, well, we're sorry we spoiled everything for you. But no, this movie was great. I'll probably end up seeing it again. I'll for sure buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Yeah, much respect what they did with all three Spider-Men, and yeah, they just told a very entertaining, great story. So yeah, beautiful job. My hat goes off to them.
What would you score this one on a 5 scale?
On a 5 scale?
Yeah.
Shit. It's only because the beginning was a little bit weak, and some of the stuff I kind of looked the other way, like what I told you about. Certain.
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid 4 to 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this.
Fair enough. I'm kind of right there with you. Same. Like I said, this movie hit the beats. Draven, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, as far as rating, I would probably give it that too. And somebody who has been checked out of the MCU, it hasn't brought me in to like watch maybe the other stuff, but as a standalone, just watching this, it was definitely enjoyable, and I recommend seeing it.
All right, Liam, what about you, man? Good talk.
It might be baby duties. He does have a brain.
Yep.
Baby.
That's.
Was
that's
I just asked what I thought of the movie? Because I'll give it a solid 4 orange koalas out of 5, and recommend that people buy it. I'll definitely be picking it up. Disney stole my money, so that sucks. But they did a good job, and I'm very, very excited for the next film. I think it will be much better than this now that they've gotten away from the extra tethers and threads that pulled us further away from what Spider-Man really was. You've got to see it if you're a classic fan of the red and blue, because you're gonna see an amazing costume at the end of the film, and it's a great setup for what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for having me on. And guys, if you haven't, please go check out Wonder Island on Indiegogo. Every backer is a huge deal right now because we've sort of plateaued. So if you want an all-age fantasy adventure, then come on over, check it out. It's good for adults. It's good for kids. You like Dark Crystal and classic fantasy novels or classic fantasy literature, you'll be able to enjoy yourself. No political crap, no garbage, nothing questionable, just good action, good story, good characters. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And just to put a button on that too, yeah, Liam is he's a creator who delivers. He delivered a 200-page manga book, which was absolutely amazing. So he's someone you can definitely trust, and I've known him for like over 20 years now. Great guy, absolutely great guy.
Well, absolutely, man, and we're happy to promote that. And thank you for coming on, Liam, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I enjoyed actually getting to know everyone. So thanks.
Absolutely, man. And I think I've streamed with you a couple times on Vinny's channel. I like this guy's takes, man, and he's on the complete opposite side of the time zone from us. So thanks for hanging out, man. I know it's it's a flip side schedule. Yeah, here from the. Hi, Mike Zero. I'm too drunk to do a Mike Zero at this point.
I'm Mike Zero, and I'm from the future.
I could maybe do. Hang on. I could probably do one of these. I know I've got one of these in me. Wait a second. Oh shit. Greetings, Dominions and Doomentites. It is I, your future ruler of the Upper Peninsula of Northern Michigan, Doomtep, with my fluffy kitty, Mr. Beans, or as I call him, Pizza Cat.
Is he a samurai?
Who do I have to kill my Dark Lord? Who's next?
He rode on an empty pizza box earlier. That's why I call him Pizza Cat. But I just wanted to tell you all, unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, tomorrow, December 19th, 2021, Kathleen Kennedy will be fired.
This is true. I went to the future myself. Warp speed on the Enterprise. I said hello to Liam in the future, and then I got the info off of Reddit to give to Doomtep.
That's terrible. Oh god.
This motherfucker's still behind me, isn't he? He's pointing
He's pointing. It's
He's
very
pointing.
Very
He's
pointing.
all judging and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at judging back there. Here, this is better. We'll go with George Floyd.
God.
Look, he's happy. That's a happy George. He's happy though. Look at him. He's like, I can breathe, baby. No, really.
Did Tony send you that meme?
No, I made this one.
No, the Guess Who meme.
Oh yes, he did. That fucking Guess Who meme is
great.
Oh my god, the kid's like, he can breathe, and the girl's like, yeah, and she's flipping down the fucking square. It's got George Floyd on it.
Yeah.
Shit.
It made me laugh.
I'll tell you what I told him after we're off air.
It made me laugh a little harder than I probably should have. But seriously though, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel, for hanging out over here on the dark side. We appreciate you. No, I'm for Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm gonna go a solid 4.5 out of 5 on this one. It was damn good. It met or exceeded all my expectations, honestly. And I go into this as somebody who eviscerated Eternals and Shang-Chi and all the stupidity in Black Widow in every show that Marvel has released. You know, and even Hawkeye has been better. Has been probably the best. Before this, really? Hawkeye was the best thing to come out in Phase 4. Vinny says Stage 4.
Because it's cancer.
It's terrible. But this movie was absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
And I recommend, and it's something I want to go see again. I do. So I want to thank my chat: Frankie Knows, Keely Chow, Chris Fisk, Glenn Schroeder's cats, Schrouder, Bueller, maybe Human. I'm sorry guys, I'm Parrothead was here. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll through back. Brutal Morningwood, the best name on YouTube, of course. MJ. Was that MJ? Hey, if MJ is still here, MJ, I gotta ask, because that's my old co-host initials, and if that's you, just listening in, rock on, girl. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening. If not, cool too. Salvador was here. My sketchbook 340. Like I said, maybe Human. Metal Runner was here. Tina Bojan.
Did he do a metal freaking review yet? Like metal music review?
I don't know. Awesome One was here. But thank you, each and every one of y'all. Horny Alf was here too. Thank you all for being here. You guys and gals are the reason. Zachariah 315 was here. Yeah, Chris Fisk, you're right. Hawkeye's replacement, Kate Bishop. But seriously though, Liam, Vinny, Draven, Tony, thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate y'all taking your evening to hang out and talk about this movie.
Dude.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It was good to actually everyone I've had a chance to talk to about the Spider-Man film has just been a normie. So it's good just being able to chill out with some actual nerds and talk about, some stuff that you guys, get.
Yeah.
And Liam, you can get your ass over to my channel on Sunday. We'll talk about it even more.
Yeah, sounds good.
And it was like I said, this movie gets a resounding recommendation from basically everybody on the panel tonight. this is something that they did that hits all the beats.
Yeah, and we're brutal. We're brutal people that tear shit apart. We're joyless, joyless motherfuckers.
Right.
Absolutely, man.
And to have something come in the you know, the 2-minute drill of the fourth quarter of 2021 and entering the MCU and sweep it like this, that's what we wanted all year. So yeah, go out, watch this movie. It's fucking great.
I've got a question to let everyone sort of sit on. I want to see it raised on Twitter, something that I think is poignant, and it just occurred to me. It did sweep everything. Do you think that this is going to change the Marvel Cinematic Universe the same way Black Panther did? Because that was the last thing to cause such a huge, you know, wave, and it changed the way the movies were made. So is this a potential an upswing for the whole brand?
That's it. Let us know on Twitter right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you on behalf of myself, my co-host Tony ToneDef, Vinny, Draven, Liam. I'm Temple, Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, remember,
it's better to burn out than to fade away.